highlights. In the NHL, Columbus Blue Jackets host the LA Kings. Rangers on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 938. Bruins on Internet 921. Philadelphia Flyers take on the New York Islanders at 7 p.m. Flyers on Sirius 210, XM 221, and Internet 940. Islanders on Internet 937. Tampa Bay Lightning face the Utah Mammoth at 7 p.m. Lightning on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 945. Mammoth on Internet 947. Edmonton Oilers face the Anaheim Ducks at 8:30 p.m. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 930. Ducks on Internet 920. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
Six-time Stanley Cup champion and Hockey Hall of Famer Mark Messier stopped by SiriusXM NHL Network Radio's The Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin to discuss what Game 7 means to him and what it's like to also lose a Game 7.
Well, when you think about the two greatest words in sports, you think about Game 7 for many reasons. Obviously, to get to a Game 7, both teams obviously very evenly matched from the literal sense, the Game 7. You don't have to be a sport fan to understand that something's big at stake and that you will go watch it, even if you don't know the teams, you don't know the players, you know the backdrop, because it's the greatest form of reality TV in the world, because there is going to be a winner and a loser. A lot at stake, obviously. But for me personally, it's a lifetime journey to acquire the skill set that's required to be able to perform when the stakes are the highest, under the most scrutinized pressure, when you're expected to perform. And you think about a Game 7 moment or Game 7, that's when you have to perform. It's a winner or go home situation. And what are the skill sets that are required to do that? Obviously, we've practiced our game and honed our skill set for years and years and years, tens of thousands of hours of honing our skills. But emotionally, mentally, what prepares you to play in those moments and perform when you're expected to? That, I think, is what really defines a Game 7 moment for the players that have excelled in Game 7 moments. And what are those life lessons that we can teach our young boys and girls, and the skill sets required to do that? The breathing, it's being able to slow your heart down, and your blood pressure goes up, and your decision-making is rash, and concentration varies because of all of it. What allows you to kind of really slow down and use your God-given talent, and then obviously the repetitions through your whole life that you know you can do it. You just got to be able to do it when it matters most. It's like hitting a home run, and like Aaron Boone did, or doing something special at the right moments. And I think the educational part of the docuseries is really fascinating to me there, to help our young boys and girls who will be faced with big decisions in their life. And you don't have to be a sport fan to have a Game 7 moment in life. Everybody's faced with decisions that are going to alter the trajectory of their lives in one way or another there. And we're trying to figure out what those skill sets are.
What does it feel like to lose a Game 7?
Fortunately for me, I never experienced what the Oilers did last year, of going all the way to the end in a championship game and losing in a Game 7. Anytime you get to a Game 7, it's a hard journey to get there. Two teams, evenly matched. It's been a war. It's been a tug of war. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's tired. And then to lose that is devastating. I think about my own experience in Game 7, winning 7 of them. The two still hurt to this day. What could I have done different? You always say that you got to lose in order to understand how to win. I do agree with that. I think there are lessons in loss and in failure, both as a team and as an individual. If I had my preference, I would have liked to have learned those lessons while I was winning. But unfortunately, that's just not the way it is. But I look back at it now and just think about how grateful I am for all the lessons in wins and the losses, because it really ends up defining who you are as a person and as a player.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information from the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
I'm Frank.
Attic Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Now, it's time for Philadelphia Flyers hockey.
followed up their most difficult loss of the year with their most impressive win. 7 goals scored on the road against the NHL's best team Friday. Flyers shocked the Colorado Avalanche 7-3 and went 2-0-1 on a tough road trip out west. Tonight, the Flyers return home and look for their 3rd win of the year against the Islanders. It's the Flyers and Isles from Xfinity Mobile Arena, and it's coming up next.
Welcome to Philadelphia Flyers hockey.
Tippett looking, shooting, he scores! Owen Tippett centering pass, big save by Vladar. Backhand, he scores! Trevor Zegras in the shootout.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey is brought to you by your Tri-State Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go Flyers. By Independence Blue Cross, Xfinity, Next Gen Hyperbaric, Serve Pro, Wegmans, NBC Sports Philadelphia, Penn Medicine, FW Web, and by Bank of America.
Sanheim with a shot, he scores! Travis Sanheim.
Now it's time for the countdown to face-off on the Flyers Broadcast Network. Here's Tim Saunders and Todd Fedoruk.
It could have been a defining moment in the Flyers season, but the impact's going to depend on how they follow up Friday's win with 6 games left before they break for the Olympics. A pleasant good evening. Welcome into Flyers hockey action again with Todd Fedoruk. I'm Tim Saunders. 2-0-1 on the road trip against 3 good teams. That may have surprised many, but Rick Tocchet is just as anxious to keep his team on an even keel as he was when they were winless in the previous 6 games. Fridge, it's hard to deny, though, that the Flyers rose to the occasion in Denver, maybe played one of their best games of the season. Maybe they're starting to learn how to play with a lead.
That's the big word, the L word, learn. And you need experiences like that game in Colorado with a group of young guys, a proper mix of veterans that are going to mount and take and accept that challenge on and then win. That is money in the bank for the young group. Remember, the Flyers are the 4th youngest team in the NHL. That's experience for a winning team. Maybe down the road, but still, this last 6 games before the break, you also mentioned something about that. Treat it like a playoff series, because the Philadelphia Flyers, if they end up in the right spot after this little 6-game span before the break, you ain't chasing anything, right? You get in the break for the Olympic break, and then you're coming back and getting things going. So it's a big game, and it starts right here at home. New York Islanders are a division opponent as well, Tim.
So Owen Tippett recorded his 2nd career hat trick. Sam Harrison obviously played one of his best games of the year. Now the Flyers are starting to get healthy again. Rasmus Ristolainen's going to return to the lineup tonight. Dan Vladar probably back this week. So 3 games in the next 4 days, and the Flyers just 2 points back of the Islanders for a playoff spot. Todd calls this a maturity game.
Absolutely, yep, and that's kind of been the approach. You get an opportunity to have a bounce back, you're riding high. They always say that first game back after a road trip can be a lull. That's why this is a maturity game. Knock that off. We ain't doing that. It's too important of a game. We're playing meaningful games right now, and Talk's trying to set the mode and set the temperature before every game by saying things like that. That's a critical thing to say. I want to see how you guys respond. You did good on that road trip. You did really good on that road trip. Now we're home, and we got a 6-game sprint. Let me see what you guys got.
All right, so the Islanders have dropped 3 of their last 4 games. They haven't lost 3 in a row since the first 3 games of the season, but shut out by the Sabres over the weekend. Patrick Waugh even benched his first line the entire 3rd period Saturday. So their best players are going to be trying to make a statement tonight.
Yeah, these guys are kind of right there with the Philadelphia Flyers too. Probably maybe a year behind in that kind of maturity growth, but still a dangerous team and a team that's right there with the Philadelphia Flyers. And you know what? They haven't won in a while. They're not playing that well. Coach just calls them out. What did we just do? We just had a great game in Colorado. Expect a big game tonight from these guys.
Yeah, expect a desperate Islander team. Tonight, the Flyers return home for a 1-game stop before 2 more games this week on the road. They look to improve to 3-0 this season against the division rival. Flyers and Islanders are coming up. We'll take the break. We'll come back with the starting lineups. The opening face-off when we return on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
From Westchester to Doylestown, from Drexel Hill to Lansdale to Philly, we all look out for each other, stepping up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you. Learn more at IBX.com.
Philadelphia has always been about toughness, grit, and innovation, and your Flyers are no exception. That's why they skate stronger with NextGen Hyperbaric. Using cutting-edge hyperbaric oxygen therapy, NextGen helps players recover quicker, heal better, and maintain energy through the grind of the season. From training to game day, NextGen keeps athletes ready to perform at their best. Proud to support the Flyers, proud to support Philly, NextGen Hyperbaric, the future of recovery is here.
Stick check. It's snack time, Flyers fans. So ditch those tiny, bland, boring mozzarella sticks and level up with Big Mott's. Made with 100% whole milk mozzarella and real fresh ingredients. We've raised the bar on flavor, so whether you're at the arena for the game or making a pit stop at Wegmans, Big Mott's sticks deliver the crispy, cheesy perfection you need. Stick check. Pick up Big Mott's at the Flyers game or Wegmans and taste what you've been missing.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. So tell them today, I love you. Get screened. It could help save their life. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
From Xfinity Mobile Arena, it's the Flyers and the New York Islanders as the two division rivals meet for the third time this year.
Yeah, and the starting goaltenders for tonight's matchup. The New York Islanders are starting number 30, Ilya Sorokin. 30 games played, he's got 16 wins, 12 losses, 2 in overtime, a goals against average of .251 and a save percentage of .914. Well, the Philadelphia Flyers, Samuel Ersson's getting the start again. Number 33 on his jersey. 22 games played, 8 wins, 8 losses, 5 in overtime, a goals against average of .336 and a save percentage of .862. Referees are Francis Charon and Kelly Sutherland. And the linesmen are Kyle Flemington and Julien Fournier.
So two teams that are separated by only 2 points. The Islanders 2 points ahead of the Flyers. They're in third in the Metro Division. So right now they hold a guaranteed playoff spot. The Flyers are fourth in the division, but fourth in the wild card. So beating the Islanders the rest of the way and finishing ahead of the Islanders is probably their best bet to make the postseason. Islanders come in 1 win in their last 4 games. This should be a desperate bunch tonight. The Islanders control the opening faceoff, and the game is underway as Matthew Schaefer, perhaps the leading candidate for the Rookie of the Year, plays it in behind the net. The 18-year-old defenseman has had a whale of a first year.
Oh, yeah, he's breaking some records, and at least he's on pace as well, but just coming in and making an impact in the NHL.
He's 15th in the league among all defensemen in scoring. Bumped in deep. The Islanders had started their fourth line. They got it in deep. Mark Gatcomb overskates it. They dish it in behind the net and can't get it to Kyle McLean. It went to the left wing corner. Now on the end wall, Jamie Drysdale gets it up the boards, and the Flyers start out. Bobby Brinken in the middle at center ice. Michkov late in the shift drives it in deep, and Philadelphia will get a change made. Just underway here at Xfinity Mobile Arena. One of the few home games Flyers have played here in the last couple of weeks. And they're going to be back on the road heading to Columbus tomorrow. Back-to-back games against the Blue Jackets and the Boston Bruins. Here comes the Islanders on the attack. Bo Horvat with a shot. Good save by Sam Ersson. So first time he handles the puck, a pretty good leg pad save. And the Flyers drive it the other way.
Ersson had to work for that one. Kicked that leg out there. Seems to be okay.
Bo Horvat and Travis Konechny are cousins. We've talked about that in the past.
That's right, yeah.
And Konechny, I think, always enjoys playing against Horvat and the Islanders. Philadelphia's won their last 3 in a row, and Fridge, all 3 have been by the same score, 4-3 in shootouts.
Wow, I didn't pick that up, Timmy.
Dvorak, yeah, there are only 2 wins this season. 4-3 shootout wins. 1 here, 1 up in New York. And the last time they met last season, Travis Konechny is out with Trevor Zegras and Christian Dvorak. Flyers controlled defensively. Good to see Rasmus Ristolainen back in the lineup after missing the last 6 games. He's paired with Emil Andre. Up the left wing comes Konechny. Put it through the skates of Scott Mayfield. Skates by him, takes it in behind the goal line. Dvorak plays it out right point. Ristolainen shot deflected. Not allowed on that. Fluttered into the air off Zegras' stick, and Sorokin's got it in the glove.
Yeah, it's good to have Risto back. The big, burly defenseman has got a good first pass. He likes bringing the puck up the ice, and one thing is that big shot that he's got it. He's got the ability to get that puck through.
Boy, it's been a challenging year for Risto with as many games as he missed early on. Got back in the lineup and then hurt again. Flyers have Sanheim and Konechny, or Sanheim and York back out defensively together. Puck club down at center ice. Barzal skates in, gives it up. Anthony Duclair with a shot that was blocked. Thrown on goal, and a good save there by Sam Ersson on Max Shabanoff. Shabanoff elevated to the Islanders' top line. And all 4 Islander lines have changed since their last outing. They lost 5-0 to Buffalo on Saturday. Into the middle. Shabanoff looking for skating room. It's actually Schaefer, and he rows it in behind the goal. Philadelphia will get to it and clear to center. Wrap back in on a delayed offside. Flyers get it to their defense. Here's Travis Sanheim head manning. Unable to hook up with Lane Peterson. Peterson picks up a loose puck, though, in the neutral zone and flips it in. Talk about the Islanders Bridge being a 1-1-3 team. They're going to stack up their blue line. So the Flyers have got to be willing to play kind of a dump and chase game tonight. Philadelphia in their own zone. Jamie Drysdale backs off of a man. Waits for his team to complete a change. Michkov comes over the boards with Cates and Brink.
Yeah, 1-4. It's like the new version of the neutral zone lock, or the.
Yeah, they're going to make you throw it into the zone.
Yeah.
Here's Cates on a backhand. Into the goal on the penalty coming up. A scramble in the goal crease covered up by Ilya Sorokin. But this is going to be a hooking penalty on New York. I think it's Max Siplikov that'll go in.
Yeah, this is on Noah Cates. He's driving to the front of the net there. Takes a little hook.
Number 7, minor penalty for hooking.
If we're going to see that 1-1-3 all night, there's not going to be much of a game going on. They call it a 1-1-3. It turns into a 1-4 every single time. You got 4 guys on the blue line, basically, like you'd see on the power play breakout, except they're playing that 5-on-5.
Well,
so yeah,
Flyers,
dump and chase hockey is going to be.
Yep. Get it in and go get it. Flyers on their first Pico power play chance. Siplikov is in. Flyers control. Cam York at the line. Second unit is out here. Here's Michkov. He'll go to work from the right circle. Side of the net. Denver Berkey goes net front. The smallest guy on the ice. Here's Cates with a shot. He shoveled wide of the net. That tells you a little bit about the willingness of Denver Berkey to set up in the goal mouth on the power play. Back out it comes. York over to the near side. Tippett with a shot that hit iron behind Ilya Sorokin and stays out.
What a shot. What a setup to Cam Yorkie, just right on the tape too. And that's critical. We know how good Tippett's playing lately. Get him and keep him shooting that puck.
And he's playing in all facets of the game. Power play, penalty kill, even strength. He's been a really effective forward here of late. Cates gives it back. Here's Michkov in the right wing circle. Backs to the corner. Plays it up top to Owen Tippett. Tippett back to Michkov. Michkov will curl to the top of the right circle, then throw it at the net. That's kind of what you want, seeing more of Michkov. Kind of take matters into his own hands. Here's Denver Barkey in the left circle. Got it into the middle. York back to Barkey. They've got Cates in the bumper. Back into the high slot. York changes the angle and snapped a shot just wide of the net. Cates goes to get that off the far wall. He'll leave it for Michkov. Owen Tippett backs net front. Now they get it to Tippett in below the goal line. He sends it in front. York with a shot. Big rebound. Cates took one and fired it wide of the net after Sorokin made the initial save. Owen Tippett near circle. Unable to get that back on goal. In the corner. Barkey up top. Tippett avoids a man. Shovels it across to Cam York. He's got to take that on the backhand. He'll give it to Michkov. Michkov curls to the top of the circle. Michkov side of the net. Barkey in front. Oh, he just missed Cates. That would have been a sure goal. Good setup by Denver Barkey. Here's Michkov again. Back to Tippett with a drive, and he fired it wide of the net. Cates pulled it back in front. Jams it on the short side, and Sorokin got there to hang on. That second power play unit looked really good.
Oh, if they just connected on a couple of plays, you got a couple tap-in goals there, but that's what you want to see. You want to see a couple of plays made, some breakdowns happening defensively for the penalty killers, and then those open plays. The one Cates just missed that one. It would have been a backdoor play. Another one down low to Barkey. And good movement and good shooting. Obviously, they didn't get the outcome that they wanted, but that's what a good power play kind of looks like.
Yeah, it has been a good-looking power play here of late. 3 power play goals the last 2 games. They had 3 in the previous 12 games combined. Now they got the first unit out, but the penalty is over. Siplikov steps out, and it's lifted back into the Philadelphia zone. Max Siplikov out of the penalty box trying to tie up a man. The Flyers fight through that, and Sealer gets it ahead to center ice. Tony DeAngelo into the middle. Here's Matthew Barzal spinning back in. Barzal was kind of the target of Patrick Waugh on Saturday. Not back-checking. He did not like how that top line played, and so they never saw the ice in the third period of a game they lost 5-0.
Yeah, you're seeing that a lot more from players or from coaches in the NHL. They're not bashful about making sure that they call their players out the right way, you know?
Barzal drags it in behind the Philadelphia net, plays it out the point. Boquist near side to clear in front. Oh, he had a man alone, Jonathan Drouin, and he couldn't get a stick on it. Barzal dances back in behind the Philadelphia net. He's checked back there by Couturier. Sanheim dishes it up the boards, and Bobby Brink will take it and lay it across center. Right to Anthony Duclair, though, and the Islanders step right back in. Anthony Barzal, or Matthew Barzal, turned back. He's their leading scorer. Threw it wide of the net, controlled by Ristolainen, and he'll outlet. That's deflected away from Nikita Grabenkin. Grabenkin on a 4th line tonight with Grundstrom and Lane Peterson. So Garnet Hathaway is the healthy scratch tonight. Here's Konechny, turns back to his own line. He missed Drysdale with that pass. Drysdale protects the puck, and the Flyers get it into the neutral zone where the Islanders take over. Now they cough it up. Here's Konechny up that right wing. Into the zone, into the slot, and a shot by Dvorak lifted high and wide. Konechny back down low. He missed Dvorak with it in below the goal line. Andre sends it back behind the net. Konechny had it bounce off his stick. And Isaiah George will use the glass, and he'll clear out the center. Philadelphia changing, or the Islanders changing. Flyers bring it back in. Andre angles one in behind the goal. Goes out right point. Drysdale fired it hard around to the near half wall, and Travis Konechny will push it back to Zegras. Zegras in the high slot with a shot that pinballed off him, and I think that hit Matthew Schaefer.
Yeah, he hit that with his shoulder pad, blocked that shot. A good offensive zone time by the Philadelphia Flyers, getting some opportunity.
Shabanoff, the free agent from Russia, who the Flyers thought they had all but signed, and then he ended up in New York. Gets it ahead, over the line. Bo Horvat shot bounces out the center. Shabanoff on the top line with Horvat and Emil Heineman tonight. Broken up in the neutral zone by Sanheim. Michkov trying to get it in deep, didn't get that done. Here's Shabanoff. Oh, the Flyers almost got caught with too many men on the ice. Ristolainen jumped out there and jumped right back on the bench.
Yep. 2 feet on, 2 feet off.
Good thing he had the presence of mind not to play that puck because it was right at his feet. Risto's out there now, waiting for the Flyers to complete a change. Travis Sanheim gets it ahead to Denver Barkey and fired in. It was actually Risto that did it, and he'll fire it in deep. Barkey unable to handle it into the right wing corner. Now the Islanders take over and start out. New York pushes it in wide of the Philadelphia net. Back for that. Ristolainen can't clear in front. Unable to get that shot through was Casey Cizikas, and Owen Tippett comes the other way. Tippett sidesteps a man, lost the puck into the corner as the Flyers dig in after it. Couturier down low. D'Angelo beaten to the puck by Owen Tippett. Tippett will play it back to the line. Cedar fires it back in behind the goal line. Adam Pelech is there, lost it to Couturier. Flyers fight for it in deep, but the Islanders gain control with a chance to clear. They'll lay it back into the Philadelphia zone. Drysdale hustles back for that. Gives it to Grundstrom. He's got Cedar on the near side. Up through the middle at center ice. That was a hope and a prayer, and the Islanders break that up. Here's New York's Adam Boqvist. They're without a couple of key men. Romanov, the defenseman, is out of the lineup. So is Ryan Pulock. So those are two key guys for the Islanders to be without right now. Driven up the right side. Actually, Drouin plays it ranked wide. Fired in by George into the right wing corner. Sanheim is there. Plays it up the wall. The loose puck, Drouin back to the blue line. Scott Mayfield shot sailed just wide of the goal. Nick Karam down to center ice, and the Islanders control there. Barzell back out onto the ice with Duclair and Drouin. Puck gets away from Matthew Schaefer, and Philadelphia will lift it into the air up the left wing. Sanheim gets to it in the Islander zone, and he'll roll it in behind the goal. Schaefer plays it away from Trevor Zegras. The Islanders bump it back in behind their own net. Now they have it again with a chance to clear out at center. Deflected all the way down the ice right to Sam Ersson, and he's going to cover it right there. We've got a timeout on the ice. We're halfway through this opening period. Flyers and the Islanders are scoreless with 9:46 left. Not sure why they're not taking this TV timeout, but they're not. So we'll keep it right here. The faceoff will be in the Philadelphia zone.
Somebody's sleeping, Timmy. They forgot to press the red button that makes it go to commercials.
Yeah, normally they'd take that right there. Whatever.
Somebody didn't press the red button.
Faceoff's going to stay in the Flyer zone. And
meaningful hockey, Timmy. Meaningful hockey right now.
That's right.
Would you believe that in January, the start of the season, the Flyers, this is a meaningful hockey game in January. I just realized this. They can put themselves in position starting now. That's good. That's because of their record.
They've been meaningful for a little while now. That road trip was nothing but meaningful. Here's Trevor Zegras. He'll lay it in front of the Islander goal for a spot. Christian Dvorak just couldn't catch up to it. Islanders cough it up. Zegras back to the left point. Cedar tried to set up Konechny, but the Islanders read that. Adam Pulock deflects it out to center. Ristolainen near side at center ice, and Cedar will wind it in. And after that, Dvorak, but it's played past him, and Shabanov gets it ahead. Here's Bo Horvat. Carries into the Philadelphia blue line. Out by the line, turn, then try to spin one out in front. Blocked by Risto, and Cates will backhand it off the glass and out. Tony DeAngelo back into his own zone. DeAngelo's been a good fit with the Islanders. Signed as a free agent last year out of the KHL. Horvat unable to get through a man, but it was because he was held, and that's going to be a Flyer penalty. We get a timeout on the ice. When we come back, it's going to be an Islander power play as Noah Cates goes in. Scoreless in the first on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Attention residents, be advised. The Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board has once again increased the price of wine and spirits. We are here to help. To avoid paying this increase, shop with Total Wine and More and save up to 40%. We will continue to offer the absolute lowest prices. Visit Total Wine and More, offering the lowest prices for over 30 years and counting. Drink responsibly, B21.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Place your deposits to reserve your Flyers season ticket memberships for the 2026-27 season. Get great benefits like playoff priority access, exclusive member events, flexible ticket exchange, and more. Text deposit to 61259 to learn more.
You know, Fritz, the Flyers have done something the last 4 games that they haven't done all year long. First time in 4 straight games the Flyers have scored the first goal of a game. This one scoreless midway through the first, but now the Flyers have got to kill off an Islander power play. Cates is in for holding.
On the back check, Cates takes a... just got the stick in that midsection.
Islanders are ranked 31st in the league, second to last in the power play. They win the draw. Anthony Declaire is out there. This is their second unit. Drouin, and at the line, Barzal was stripped of the puck. Barzal goes in behind his own net, gives it to Tony DeAngelo. Now through the middle, Barzal left wing pass. Duclair carried into the left wing corner. They get it into the circle, turned back to the blue line by Anders Lee, and Lee will set up in front. He's one of the best net front guys in the league, I think, at tipping pucks. Into the middle, and a shot wide of the net by Anthony Declaire. Back at the line, Tony DeAngelo. Over to the left side, Barzal changes the angle, cuts into the high slot, then sends it back to DeAngelo. He'll fire one, knocked down, fought off by Sam Ersson, and Philadelphia able to clear.
Oh, that's good work by Cam York. I was watching him in front. Anders Lee, you're right, he is good in front. He's also pretty chippy in front of there too, and York, he had to keep his cool there, but won the battle. Trading some cross checks, Tim.
Yeah, Declaire's been red hot of late. He's got 8 goals in his last 9 games. Flyers dig for it deep in behind their own net. Sealer upended there underneath Matthew Schaefer, scrambling in behind the net, and it's pushed into the corner. And on a penalty-killing roll, Owen Tippett picks it up and clears all the way down. Tippett and Konechny out killing penalties. That's kind of this year's version of maybe TK and Lawton on the penalty kill.
Why not?
Here's Shabanov, carried back in. Or Shabanov, he'll send it in behind the net. The bouncing puck off the dasher. Shabanov then hit by Nick Sealer. They get it into the far corner below the goal line. Bo Horvat up top. Matthew Schaefer looking at the net. Skates wide, goes in behind the Philadelphia cage and plays it over to Shabanov on the right wing half boards. At the side of the net, they've got Heineman in front. Puck deflected over to the far wall. Penalty is over. Cates is out. Ristolainen kicks it up the far wall. Good play by Risto. And Couturier gets it to center.
It's strength. That's what Risto just showed right there.
Back at even strength. Cates with a shot. It was blocked before he could really get it off. Andre threw it off a skate, and it trickled right through the goal mouth. And the Flyers go back to work deep in the Islanders zone. McLean checked by Bobby Brink. Turned the puck over, but then Cates runs into a man. Mark Gatcomb got in the way of him and might have saved a goal there, because Cates would have gone right in front.
I like that hit by Bobby Brink as well. Again, Flyers, they can play physical and have success here, I think, against this New York Islanders team. There's not much hitting being had out there by the Islanders at all, but the Flyers are starting to finishing a little bit more checks. And
Isaiah George drives it in behind the Philadelphia net. Cizikas plays it back behind the goal. Getting there to knock that puck away, and tackled was Emil Andre. That's going to be an Islander penalty. It's going to be, I believe, on Mark Gatcomb. And on the delayed call, as Harrison arrives at the bench, the penalty will be called. So we get a timeout on the ice, but when we come back, it will be a Flyer power play. We're scoreless here in the first on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Conan Gray presents the Wishbone World Tour. Live in concert in Philadelphia.
don't want to miss a moment of Flyers hockey on Broad Street this season. Be here when the Flyers face off against the Capitals in a Metro Division matchup on February 3rd. The first 10,000 fans get a gritty, squishy plush presented by Xfinity. Experience it here because Flyers hockey is better live. And the only place to watch is at Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Here's York, the pass, the shot, and they score! It lingers again!
Get your tickets now at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
Bad Omens. Do you feel love? North American Tour 2026. Live at Xfinity Mobile Arena, Friday, March 13th. Bad Omens. With special guests, Beartooth and President. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Bad Omens. Live in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Be here for Kids Day, presented by Xfinity, when the Flyers face off against the LA Kings on Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Get your tickets at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com. Kids Day's coming up.
I love Kids Day. I'm not the shortest guy in the
Bring
building.
the kids out, watch them play hockey, and then bring them to a hockey rink somewhere and get them on skates. It's the greatest game in the world.
Right, here comes the Flyers' second Pico power play chance. Gatcomb is in for holding. Flyers looking open to scoring for the 5th game in a row. They win the draw. Bobby Brink into the middle, tipped away from Christian Dvorak, and Pajot picks it up and backhands it into the Philadelphia end. That bounces right in front of Sam Harrison. Back in front, all alone, they score! Pajot set up by Cizikas. That puck got away from Harrison. The Islanders just threw it out in front, and all alone was J.G. Pajot. He puts in his 9th of the year. And the first time in 5 games, the Flyers give up the first one. It's a shorty to boot.
Ooh, that one's going to sting a little bit. Flyers still got some time, plenty of time to get this back, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. This is a nice shot and a broken play. That's exactly what's happened. Broken play. Pajot picks it up, and it's a one-timer pretty much. Sam Harrison's deep in the net, doesn't have much of a shot at saving this one. Just kind of a weird play, right? Sam Harrison's kind of got to play that. He knows he's got pressure coming on him. Tries to direct it to an area. And just a miscommunication between the D-men.
So Pajot got his 9th. It's the 7th shorthanded goal the Islanders have scored this year. And the 5th that the Flyers have allowed. Puck deflected into the Islander bench and out of play. So Pajot flipped it high into the air. We're seeing more and more of these.
It was a backhand flip, so it was like kind of slow, and then everyone's watching. You got to communicate. You got to communicate. You can't. You go, I'm going this way. Send it to that corner, but that's what was missed.
So Harrison knocked it into the corner, and Cizikas wins the race there and found a wide open Pajot in front.
Yeah, I think that's the right play by the goaltender. You know, get it off to the corner.
Yep.
Except you just want to get to that puck first, and that didn't what happened.
Flyers try to get it back, and the power play, and a shot by Michkov, handled by Sorokin, and it's lifted back into the Philadelphia zone. This is the second unit that's out, but the second unit looked really good on the first power play. Flyers 5 minutes to go in the period. Minute 12 left in the power play. Here's Tippett through center with good speed to the line. Right wing pass. Michkov to the corner. He was checked. Cates jumps on the loose puck. Got it back to Cam York. Knocked away from Michkov at the line. Good keep in by York. He finds Owen Tippett. Tippett down low. Michkov below the goal line. Looking in front. He'll play it back to Tippett. They've got Cates net front. Denver Barkey, the other forward on the near side. Played back to the line. York. Back to Tippett. Tippett shoots one. That got through, and a save by Elias Sorokin. He'll swallow that up.
Yeah, tough work in front by Casey. He's trying to stay in Sorokin's eyes. And Tippett, this is a well-timed shot. He's sending that puck with a line of guys in front of Sorokin, but Sorokin, as skilled as he is able to track that puck and find it through 4 guys.
That shorthanded goal by Pajot ended a string of 9 straight goals the Islanders have allowed, as they gave up the only 5 against the Sabres. Back at the line, Owen Tippett still in the power play. Barkey near side to Cates. Matvei Michkov out of the corner. Played it back up top. Tippett across to York. York curls in the slot. Gave it to Barkey on the left wing. Back to Cam York. Across to Tippett. Tippett into the middle. Cates to Michkov, base of the right circle. 23 seconds left in the power play. Michkov looking at the net. Barkey took that shot, did Michkov, with Barkey just jumping out of the way at the last moment, but Sorokin tracked it and hangs on. And now they'll change the units.
And they're not pressuring. They're playing smart. The New York Islanders penalty killers are not. Michkov wants to try to break them down. He's trying to suck them out of that tight box that they have in the middle of the ice. Break it up so that there's some open ice in the middle. But the Islanders penalty killers are doing a good job not biting on those. You're going to have to beat them with passes.
17 seconds left in the second power play. Flyers trying to tie the game. Matthew Schaefer with a chance to clear. Did get it off the glass and out. Drysdale turns away from a man. 10 seconds left up the left wing. Konechny back into the Islander end. On the wall, Dvorak leaves it for Drysdale, who jumped in. Drysdale side of the net. Big one off an Islander defenseman. It almost went in. Went wide of the goal. Penalty is over. Zegras out of the right wing corner. In front off the stick of Dvorak. Konechny plays it back to the line. Drysdale will use the glass, skip it in deep. It just eludes Dvorak, though, and the Islanders take over. 5-on-5. Couple of good-looking power plays, and Fridge, again, it was that second unit that did most of it.
Yeah, they're good. They're keeping possession in the offensive zone. I'd like to see more shots. They have some opportunities that they're passing up. They're making an extra pass.
At some point, you're going to start talking about that as the first unit.
Right, yeah.
Picking up a loose puck at center ice. Here's Carl Grundstrom up the left wing. Into the zone. Knocked away from him by Drouin. Robekin reaching for it. It's jammed by the Islanders in behind the goal to the far corner and lifted out by Adam Boqvist. At center ice, over skating that was Barzal. Risto uses the wall and backed it down the ice. That might be icing against Philadelphia. It is with 2:50 to go in the period.
No, not a bad period for both teams. You can tell they're both, I don't want to say cautious. I just want to, they're both playing their systems pretty tightly through the neutral zone.
Are you seeing what the Islanders are forcing a team to do?
If there's a setup breakout, they are setting up that 1-4. I don't think the Flyers have seen that this year, but really the real play is get it to the red line, dump it in, and go to work.
Islanders want to draw a shot through from D'Angelo. Ersson made that save. It's in the corner. Check there was Risto. It's batted over to the near side, and Robekin had a chance to clear. That was knocked down. Robekin leans on Horvat. It's rolled in behind the net. Islanders going to get to it first into the left wing corner. D'Angelo in behind the goal. Now they get it to Bo Horvat in front and deflected wide by Heineman as he got a stick on that centering pass right in front. Robekin turned in the corner with a chance to lift it out. Does that go far enough for an icing? It will not. So the Flyers get a change made. Just over 2 minutes to play in the opening period. Islanders the only goal shorthanded. Cizikas had set up J.G. Pajot. And Pajot's got a lot of shorthanded goals over the years. One of the league leaders in that regard. On the near boards. Barkey digging for it in the Philadelphia end. York flipped it for Sanheim in front. He gets it to Couturier and is lifted out of the zone back down the ice. Flyers at center ice, step back in. Couturier got it right wing. The return pass, and Couturier was checked to the ice on a good back check there by Scott Mayfield. Here comes Shabin off to the Philadelphia line. He'll dish it in deep. Anders Lee swats it in behind the net. Into the left wing corner. Barkey, a good job to upend a man. Siplikov rolled it in behind the goal. Anders Lee's got Cizikas in front. He just missed him with a pass, and it deflects all the way down the ice.
I think that's one strength New York Islanders have is they like those plays around the net. They'll set up behind the net, but they'll make that blind pass, sometimes short side, or they'll make that pass out to the slot a lot.
Off of Noah Cates, that's kicked right back to Sam Ersson. He's going to put the glove on that. We get a timeout on the ice. A minute to go in the opening period. It's 1-0 New York with the lead on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Dear road rivals, let's talk about extra. Toyota offers tons of extra with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan good for 2 years or 25,000 miles. No-cost oil changes, no-cost tire rotations, no-cost fluid level adjustments, and more. That's a whole lot of extra at no cost from Toyota. Kia and Ford charge extra for maintenance. And that's the kind of extra nobody needs. Try harder. Toyota.
Based on manufacturer's data, as of 3/4/2025, covers normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever occurs first. See participating dealer for coverage details.
Be here for the PAL game, presented by Toyota, when the Flyers take on the Ottawa Senators on February 5th.
Sanheim after it. Dvorak picks it up. Dvorak holds. Centers. Connecting shot. He scores!
Experience it here, because Flyers hockey is better live. And the only place to watch is at Xfinity Mobile Arena.
He scores!
Get your tickets now at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
When this is the sound of a waterfall in nature, there's no cause for concern. But when it's the sound of water gushing through your living room ceiling because a pipe bursts inside the wall, there's reason to panic unless you pick up the phone and call 1-800-SERVPRO. Only the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro can help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. So make the call to 1-800-SERVPRO at the first sign of water damage. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Don't miss any of the action when the Flyers take on the LA Kings on Saturday, the Capitals next Tuesday, and the Senators next Thursday. Get your tickets at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
Well, Fridge, J.G. Pajot's 14th shorthanded goal over the last 7 years is fourth in the NHL. And his shorthanded goal tonight, the first period, the only goal we've seen so far. 1-0 Islanders with the lead, and the faceoff's coming back into the Philadelphia zone. On the draw, Islanders win it, and the shot by Gatcomb. That's handled by Sam Ersson, and he'll hold on right there.
Good shot by Gatcomb off the draw. Flyers got to be ready for that. There's a quick play, come right around the top of that circle and send that. Sam Harrison's got to be ready, but that shot can't get through.
Cizikas in to take the faceoff against Sean Couturier. Under a minute to go in the period. Ristolainen played it up the far wall right to Gatcomb. He'll control. Mark Gatcomb returning to the Islander lineup. He was a healthy scratch in their last game Saturday. Jam side of the net in front, and Ersson had that post sealed. Owen Tippett outlets. Unable to get through center ice was Dvorak. He was looking for a penalty. Driven him back in behind the net. Barzal lifts it to a spot, but unable to get there was Kyle McLean, and it's lifted by the Flyers all the way back into the Islander zone. Adam Pelech had his stick lifted by Tippett. Tippett takes it over in the corner. 23 seconds left in the period. Gave it to Sanheim. He sidestepped a man. Went to the net in the right circle with a shot. That was blocked before it got through. Good play by Tippett, though, to create that.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that strong stick work by Owen Tippett. Oh, collision there.
Yeah, two Flyers run into each other. Couturier got the worst of it as he ran into Dvorak. Dvorak's a big guy, too.
Yeah, that's two big bodies running, and Coots is still moving a little bit slow, but...
Horn sounds. First period comes to an end. Flyers end up out shooting the Islanders 7-6. And they were 0 for 2 in the power play and give up the only goal shorthanded by J.G. Pajot. His 9th from Cizikas and Pelech. And the Islanders take the 1-0 lead to the room after 1.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. 1-0 game for the New York Islanders. Flyers get the first period out of their system, right? Second period, they got to bring back a little bit more. Clean some things up through the neutral zone. And again, get some more shots off on that power play. If they get more power play opportunities, 1-2 passes, shot on net. That's what I want to see, Timmy. It seems to be working for them.
And perhaps they will work back for their 16th come-from-behind victory this season. It's 1-0 Islanders after the opening 20 minutes. Stay tuned. Brian Smith, Jason Martinez come back. They'll have our first intermission after these words on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with your family's favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how everybody gets a delicious meal they'll love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
From Westchester to Doylestown, from Drexel Hill to Lansdale to Philly, We all look out for each other, stepping up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you. Learn more at IBX.com.
Fans, discover the Legacy Club in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where every day is a chance to create lasting memories. From its stunning golf course to distinctive dining options and family-friendly amenities, the Legacy Club offers something for everyone. Whether you're perfecting your golf game, enjoying a gourmet meal, or attending their exciting social or family events, the Legacy Club is your happy place. For details, visit thelegacyclub.com. That's thelegacyclub.com.
Hi, everyone. Julie Stewart-Binks here, along with former NHLer Nate Thompson. Join us on Energy Line as we share our takes, stories, and surprise guests every week. Patrick Kane, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Team USA head coach Mike Sullivan. 6-time Stanley Cup champion Mark Messier.
With over 800 NHL games, I know a couple guys.
Biz didn't have Twitter. No one knew who he was. So I called Whit, and I'm like, how is Biz? He was like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hate him. Then he'll be your best friend.
Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts,
or wherever you get your podcasts.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Celebrate 100 years of high-flying dunks, 100 years of show-stopping moves, and 100 years of changing the game. Bring the whole family and be part of the legacy. This game is once in a century. Be there at Xfinity Mobile Arena on March 1st. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
Demi Lovato, live in concert in Philadelphia. It's Not That Deep Tour. Xfinity Mobile Arena, Saturday, April 18th. With special guest, Adele. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. The brand new album, It's Not That Deep, is available everywhere now. For more, visit DemiLovato.com.
This is the Flyers Intermission Report with Jason Martinez and Brian Smith on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Flyers trail the New York Islanders 1-0 after one period of play here at Xfinity Mobile Arena as the Flyers make a quick stop home before heading back on the road for the next two in Columbus and Boston. Then it's 3 in a row at home to wrap up the pre-Olympic schedule. 31st, 3rd, and 5th. It's Los Angeles. And then Ottawa is in there, as well as the Washington Capitals. And tickets for all that available at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com. And we'll recap that first period in just a moment. Right now, though, we have a special guest, very special guest, as we always say, friend of the show. The Executive Director of Flyers Charity, Cindy Stutman, is here with us because the Carnival is here.
The Carnival is here.
It is Sunday. I should have asked you this before we went on the air, but hours, details on when you can be here?
Yeah, the Carnival starts at 11. Doors will open at 10:30.
Okay.
Tickets are available at FLYERScharities.com. You can buy them up until the start of the event on Sunday. But what you do want to buy in advance, I think by tomorrow actually, is if you want to meet your favorite players and get sign and snaps, the photos, the autographs, those are all sold in advance. So you'll need to get those online.
I am really looking forward to seeing Trevor Zegras in a Carnival setting. I think he's going to enjoy it more than he knows. I don't know.
He's a walking carnival.
He's a walking carnival. Yes, he is. And that's one of the big things every year is you get a new crop of players in here that have never done it before, and they all seem to be blown away by it.
Yeah, I mean, Trevor Zegras, it's his first one, like you mentioned.
Yep.
Christian Dvorak, Dan Vladar, and Rick Tocchet hasn't been to one in quite a few years. So a lot of people that are new to meet, people that are revisiting that are great to re-meet, and it's going to be a great day.
So what's new this year? You guys keep evolving this thing, the Carnival, year in and year out. There are always new things and great attractions, and we have some new faces as we just mentioned.
Yep.
But what's new on the Carnival side of it?
So the new faces are the biggest one, right? We do have some new games, and we do have it's returning, but we have some additions to it. We have the free ice cream is back, but this year it's like a sundae with Jimmy's. It's a whole thing, and it's free. Just
so it's like a Sunday bar.
Well, bar is yeah, it's a Sunday bar.
That's what Coachy would call it.
Yeah, Sunday bar.
Okay.
Brian Boucher has been killing one of those Sundays for the last half hour or so over here at up here in the press level, over in the TV booth. It is, again, there's the new things, but there's always the old standards, right? There's always the old things that everybody's excited to see. I assume the pucks are back and the shot on goal and a Ferris wheel this year is the old standard.
Ferris wheel, the merry-go-round locker room tours. And I don't mean this as old, but returning, we have a great crop of alumni that are going to be here. So you mentioned Brian Boucher. He's going to be signing for a portion of time. Wayne Simmons is going to be here, Scott Hartnell. So there's a great group of guys that'll be here. We'll post it all on social too. But 2 sessions, 11 to 1 and 1 to 3, different guys will rotate through. It's going to be great.
What were your conversations like with Rick Tocchet about the Carnival? Because like you said, it's been 25 years, I think, since he was
at the Flyers Wives Carnival, Wives Carnival when he did it.
Yeah, we talked about it when he first came back before the season even started, and he got a little nostalgic about it. And I'll tell you, we're doing the Players' Favorite Things baskets again like we normally do. And his basket may be the biggest one I've seen of all time.
Wow.
It's incredible. So you're not going to want to miss that. That auction starts Wednesday at FLYERScharities.com.
Real quick, for people, too, that maybe did the locker room tour a couple of years ago, it's time to redo it because the whole locker room was redone last year. And it is far cooler than it was before.
Oh, 100%. It's a really cool scene. We have some people down there that can tell some great stories about this version, the last version. But it's something you really want to see for sure. You can pre-buy that too, and you can plan your day with timed sessions with that around the guys that you want to meet.
I still get lost down there sometimes, depending on where I'm going.
I'm looking for your office.
I was going to say, my office is no longer on the tour.
It's not there.
I tried to get a memorial plate put up on the wall where it was, but hasn't happened yet. I don't know. Maybe I'll look into that a little bit more. So one more time, give us the dates and the details in case anybody opted in late here.
Sunday, February 1st, 11 to 3. Sunday. You can get in the doors at 10:30. Get your tickets at FLYERScharities.com.
All right, wonderful. Well, Cindy, thanks for hopping in. Thanks for the details. Looking forward to another great time as always. And again, some of these new guys, they're going to be a treat to watch, I think.
For sure. Thanks, guys.
All right, Cindy Stutman, the executive director of Flyers Charities, joining us here on the first intermission report. And let's get right into your highlights here. Unfortunately, it is a New York Islanders goal that we only had there in that first period. It is a short-handed goal. And I'm curious to hear Jason's thoughts on this one that made it 1-0.
And the Philadelphia end that bounces right in front of Sam Harrison. Back in front, all alone, they score. Pajot set up by Cizikas. That puck got away from Harrison. The Islanders just threw it out in front, and all alone was J.G. Pajot. He puts in his 9th of the year, and the first time in 5 games the Flyers give up the first one. It's a shorty to boot.
It's Pajot from Cizikas and Pelech, and it comes at the 14:29 mark. And Jason, again, this is a difficult thing for a goaltender to deal with. These pucks that come in on the short hop, but I feel like Gerson did exactly what he's wants to do in that situation, and that's get in front of it and get it to the corner. It just ended up right back out in front as fast as he got it to the corner.
Yeah, it's kind of a flip backhand that comes in, and you see how far he comes out at it?
Yeah.
But a lot of times when those pucks are bouncing like that, you attack them as a goalie. Very similar to how a lacrosse goalie would play in field lacrosse. On a bounce shot, you attack the shot because more variables happen the deeper you are. So you just want to attack it and lessen the route of it changing direction after a weird bounce or something like that. So Sam does attack it, and it gets it off its pads, and it goes to the corner. But the players, Drysdale and the other Flyer forward, they don't know where it's going to rebound to either. So
right.
It's and you've got who is it that goes in there for the assist? Is that
it was Cizikas that pulled it out of the corner? Yes.
Yeah, he reads it because he's watching the play as he's attacking the zone and sees the way that Harrison's angled, and he's able just to win the race, and then he throws it out in front to Pajot, and he's able to bury it all by himself. So it's one of those ones you can look at it and go, "Wow, Sam's got to corral that." You try corralling a bouncing puck on the ice. It's not that simple.
And you try corralling that, and it may just as easily go through you and in the net.
Exactly. All he is doing there is just going towards the puck to cut angle and make himself bigger and have it hit him and directional it to the corner, which he does exactly. And it's just the problem is that Cizikas gets there ahead of the Flyers' other 2 guys and able to get it to Pajot in front by himself.
So that was the only blemish on the period for the Flyers. It was a relatively low event period. The Flyers outshooting the Islanders 7-6 in the frame, and they had a bit of an advantage in overall shot attempts. They had 18 to the Islanders 13. Nothing huge there, but again, I thought it was a good start here for Philadelphia, and some individuals are showing off that they might be kind of on their game tonight. One of them, Owen Tippett, again, seems to be having a good start.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the power play that the Flyers had, they had it in the zone pretty much the entire time. I think they ended up with 3 shots that didn't end up on goal on that power play, and several good saves, including a stuff opportunity from behind the net by Noah Cates, where Sorokin was able to get over and make the stop. Look, you are going to get I had a coach one time who used to tell us, there's no such thing as free lunch. And that's Ilya Sorokin. There's no such thing as free. He is going to give you nothing for free, and especially the Flyers, because he has been sensational against the Flyers in his career, and he's been the best goalie in the NHL this year by a country mile when it comes to goals saved above expected. He is on his game. He moves like a hovercraft, the way he's able to just move himself around this crease on his knees. And you're going to have to work for everything you get. Here's what I know about Sorokin, though. He does not, like just about every goalie on planet Earth, Smitty, he does not like to be disrupted in his flow. So put bodies on the sides of him and right on the edge of the crease. Make it difficult. He likes to lunge to pucks with his glove, where he'll lunge the arm outside the crease from inside it, attacking pucks. That's his style of goaltending. So put him in a position where he can't attack the puck, and he's got to wait on pucks. That's the way to beat him. Hard to do, because he is, like I said, he has been really good. I talked to Kevin Woodley last week from In Goal Magazine for about an hour on the phone, and he said he's not just the Vezina winner right now, he should be a Hart Trophy favorite right now. That's how good he's been this season. So you're going to have to disrupt them.
Yeah, and again, for the Flyers, too, they don't want them to, you don't want this to be one of those games where, maybe they should have scored on that power play. They've had games where they should have scored early, and it snowballs on them the rest of the night.
Yeah.
They want to come break that here in the second.
Yeah, and keep firing, I saw Zegras move to the middle one time, take a real good shot. It ended up getting blocked, but keep doing that. Keep moving to the middle and get shots to the net and create a lot of traffic around them. You're just not going to beat them clean. And don't try and get too cute either, because sometimes you try and get too cute for the perfect scoring chance and you end up with no scoring chance.
Well, the Flyers are right there. This is a 1-0 deficit, but certainly a good start for them so far. We'll see what the second period holds. That's going to do it for this edition of the Flyers Intermission Report. When we come back in just a moment, Tim Saunders and Todd Fedoruk will have second period action for you here at Xfinity Mobile Arena, where it's 1-0 Islanders after 1. Back after this on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This has been the Flyers Intermission Report on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
When this is the sound of a waterfall in nature, there's no cause for concern. But when it's the sound of water gushing through your living room ceiling because a pipe burst inside the wall, there's reason to panic unless you pick up the phone and call 1-800-SERVPRO. Only the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro can help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. So make the call to 1-800-SERVPRO at the first sign of water damage. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Hey Flyers fans, elevate your Xfinity Mobile Arena experience with a membership at Prime Point Social. With a unique in-venue dining experience, a curated Philadelphia-inspired culinary program, and an intimate atmosphere overlooking all the action, Prime Point Social is the place to be this season. As a Prime Point Social member, you have access to an array of amenities and exclusive opportunities. Take your game day experience to the next level with a membership that fits your entertainment needs. For more information on how to become a Flyers Prime Point Social member, give us a call today at 215-218-7825.
Interviews, insight, and in-depth analysis. Join former Flyer Scott Hartnell and Hall of Fame writer Al Morganti for Flyers pre- and post-game live. Before and after every game, only on NBC Sports Philadelphia and streaming on the NBC Sports app. Flyers fans, stream your team when you're on the go. Never miss a big hit, save, or goal from the Orange and Black with the NBC Sports app. Download now.
Meghan Trainor. The in Philadelphia. With special guest, Icona Pop. Megan Trainor. Playing at Xfinity Mobile Arena. Saturday, July 18th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Two legendary voices. One unforgettable evening. Josh Groban with special guest Jennifer Hudson. Together live. June 7th, Xfinity Mobile Arena. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Presented by Stiefel, Josh Groban and Jennifer Hudson live.
This season, the Flyers are teaming up with Penn Medicine for the Penn Medicine Assist program. For every Flyers assist this season, Penn Medicine and the Flyers will be donating 50 pounds of food to local communities in need. Learn more at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
Your home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey. 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, and 92.5 FM HD3 Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station.
One period in the books here. The Flyers and the Islanders. The Islanders scored the only goal. It was on a Flyer power play, so a short-handed goal by J.G. Pajot. But, Fridge, you look at those two power play chances the Flyers had in the opening period. They had 5 shots and were dangerous, especially that second unit that started things.
Yeah, you know, they get more and more opportunities on that power play. I think it's eventually going to go in. The opportunities are there. They just got to bear down and finish those plays on that power play, but it did look good. They gained the offensive zone time and pretty much kept it in there that whole time, especially that first unit with Barkey and Michkov. That pairing has just come together nicely over the last couple of games. Chemistry, they call it, Tim.
This is the 8th road game in the last 9 for the Islanders, and they are slumping. This is the worst 6-game stretch that they've had this season. They've lost 4 of the last 6 games. And the only time they've lost 3 in a row in regulation was the very start of the season. So that's what they're trying to avoid tonight. Flyers begin the second period with Owen Tippett back out with Barkey and Couturier. Barkey shoveled it across. Tippett will drive it in. Owen Tippett, red hot here of late. 7 goals the last 13 games. And that hat trick on Friday against the Avs, the second in his career. And it's played out right point off the stick of Sanheim, and he's going to come out at center. Sanheim and York defensively. Here's Tippett again, and he'll drive it in. That hat trick that Owen Tippett scored the other night was like the 25th in the month of January in the NHL. About as many as they've had in several years. So it's league-wide. 25 hat tricks already in the month of January. Yeah. Cedar fired it up that left side. It just gets past Trevor Zegras, and the Islanders carry it back into their own end. In the far corner, a hit on Konechny. Matthew Schaefer out defensively with Adam Pelech. And lifted into the middle, knocked down by Drysdale. He's got to wait for the Flyers to get onside. He will send it in as Zegras tags up. And the Islanders tip it to center ice, right to Ristolainen. Risto into the middle, over the line. Dvorak got it right wing. Konechny unable to get it back to him. And the Islanders take over. Here's Matthew Barzal dancing by Konechny at center. Lays it up that right wing. Anthony Duclair hammers one back in behind the goal. Barzal, the most dynamic forward offensively for the Islanders, but he was the target of Patrick Roy in that third period the other night when that line was benched.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with him. Even called him out in the media as well.
But when you're willing to scratch your best players, that sends a message pretty clear to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not doing what the coach is asking. You're not buying in. Coach has got to do something.
Thing is, if you hold certain guys accountable and you don't hold the best guys accountable, then that's a mixed message, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. think Jacques Lemaire said it best. He said, if you can get your skilled guys to work like your workers, you're in a good position.
Penalty coming up on the Islanders. On the delayed penalty call, the Flyers get the extra attack around. Ersson at the bench. Here's Matvei Michkov looking, shooting. He hit a man with that right in front. And as the Islanders gain control, Michkov banked it off a skate. It went in the net. Michkov is immediately signaling and actually goes over and apologizes to Sorokin, because that's not a great look, but the Islanders really don't take exception to it, and they take the penalty.
I don't think he apologized.
You don't?
No, I think he did. I think he got away with something.
It is a high sticking penalty on Boquist.
Flyers on the power play here. It was a nice little setup, and they didn't have full control. It kind of went off his body, so that's why Michkov was arguing. He could have taken that shot from down low.
2:30 into the second period, and Philadelphia's going to get their third power play. And again, they might as well start with that same unit that's been effective tonight. And we're going to stop calling them first and second units, because this unit's been good. Michkov, Cates, Brink, or I beg your pardon, Barkey, Owen Tippett, and Cam York. York will drop it at his own line. Here's Owen Tippett with speed right up the middle. Hits the line. Barkey did well to stay onside. Wrapped in deep into the right wing corner, but it's batted away from Michkov and down the ice. Islanders change on the PK. Cizikas and Pajot go to the bench. Right up the middle, that's picked off by Mayfield. Then Mayfield hit his own man with it as he tried to drive it down the ice.
Nailed him in the back.
That was Bo Horvat. Michkov gets it right wing. Over the line, Tippett angles it into the left wing corner. Denver Barkey turned away from a man, trying to get it to the line. York unable to keep it in the zone, but a good play by Barkey to come back. Good back check. Carries back in. Left wing pass. Tippett cut into the middle with a shot and a save by Sorokin. At the left point, Cam York. Back to Michkov. Michkov making things happen here in the power play. This is Denver Barkey gets it back to the line. York again to Barkey. Barkey behind the back. York with a drive, and that's deflected into the corner. Sorokin traffic in front of the net. Here's Owen Tippett down low. Barkey up top. York got it back to Barkey, side of the net. Tippett spins in front, right through the goal mouth. Tippett almost buried one, and then he was cross-checked from behind, almost into the post. He gives it back to the Islander defenseman, Scott Mayfield. No penalty called either way. Oh, no, they are going to send them both aside. If they call the first one, the second one doesn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a bit of a cheap shot. Adam Palak gives
New York penalty number 24, 2 for slashing. Philadelphia penalty 74, 2 for cross-check.
So Mayfield gets the slash. Tippett gets the cross-check, but it was Adam Pellick that made the initial hit, wasn't it? Or was it Mayfield?
Oh, it was Pajot, actually, that made the hit in front, I think.
3:59 is going to be the time of the penalties, but if they call the first one when Tippett got drilled.
It is Mayfield. Yeah, it's Mayfield that gets the cross-check in. And then Tippett got him back. So eye for an eye, they both go sit for 2 and cool off.
I don't like the trade-off, though.
No, I don't either, especially on our power play.
So the Islanders control. Bobby Brink nearly took it away in the Islanders zone. That was Matthew Schaefer, the skilled young defenseman. Philadelphia will take it back into their own zone. 20 seconds left in the Flyer man advantage as they try to tie the game. Christian Dvorak at center, unable to make that right wing pass. That's picked off. Adam Pellick, the defenseman, lugs it back into the Philadelphia zone, gives it up. Cizikas back in front, and Pajot tipped it to the corner. Drysdale cuts off Pajot, and Dvorak skates out. But the penalty is over. Boakfist out of the box and broke up a lead pass. Zegras leaning on Schaefer, got the stick up in his face. Zegras might have gotten away with one right there. Here come the Islanders on the attack up the right wing. Barzal goes wide, swings in behind the net, comes out the near side, turns and took a shot that was blocked. Dvorak got in the way of that.
Just stayed with him the whole time in the right position between the net and that puck.
Tony DeAngelo at the right point. Across the line, George's shot sails high and wide. Into the right wing corner, Drouin back up top and lunging at that. Sam Harrison got it with a blocker from DeAngelo. In the far corner, Sanheim on the wall. Left it for Krobenkin. He's able to shed a check there. Puck went to the corner. Sanheim keeps body position on a man. Dvorak can't clear, though. Jonathan Drouin dishes it back down low. Into the corner. Again, Anthony Duclair. Now a centering pass. Barzal gives it up at the line. D'Angelo back over to Declare. Skates to the right circle. Back into the middle. Isaiah George stops. Plays it back to Anthony Declare. Flyers are fine keeping him on the perimeter. Shot to the net. Deflected in front and in. I don't know if Matthew Barzal touched that or not. George took the shot. I thought Barzal got a piece of it. And if it's Matthew Barzal, it's his 12th goal of the year. And the Islanders take the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, the Islanders some good time in the offensive zone. Wore down the Flyers defense. You just got run out of gas there. A shot from the point. Barzal's actually moving out towards the point from the middle of the ice, and I think he does get a nice little handle on this one and redirects it through the legs of Sam Harrison. Sam Harrison's got no shot on this one. This is a good little tip. I think it actually goes off Barzal's skate.
So it's his first goal in 9 games, only his second in 16. Matthew Barzal gives the Islanders the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, the Flyers need a response here. This is a big shift.
Flyers send out the Couturier line. Ristolainen keeps it in. Fired it wide of the net. Couturier was out with Zegras and Grundstrom, a collection of guys that don't kill penalties. Here's Grundstrom on the end wall. Turned it back into the far corner. Islanders can't clear. Back left point. Nick Cedar shot. Blocked away by Sorokin. Grundstrom in the corner. Feeds Couturier behind the net. He's got Zegras in front. Can't get it there. Grundstrom tried to play it behind the net off the end wall to himself, but the Islanders intercept that. Shabanoff pushes it right wing. Schaefer into the Philadelphia zone. A centering pass and kicked away by Ristolainen. Flyers can't clear. Heineman gives it to Schaefer. Schaefer rink wide pass. Left point. Adam Pelech flubbed that shot. And Nick Cedar's got room behind his own goal. He'll turn it back for Ristolainen. Islanders back off and change. Zegras takes it off his skate at center, trying to lift a backhand in deep, unable to get that done, and the Islanders wrap it back to the Flyer line. We've played 7 minutes of this second period. Islanders have added to their lead. It's 2-0 New York. In the neutral zone, Siplikov. It's batted down at the Flyer line. The bouncing puck. Hayes can't clear. Siplikov in the corner. Holds off Travis Sanheim. And Siplikov lost control. Michkov almost banked it to himself. Past Tony D'Angelo. The Islanders carry back in offside. We get a time out of the ice. 12:43 to go in this second period. It's now 2-0 New York on the Philadelphia Flyers broadcast network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers broadcast network.
Host your next night out in a suite and enjoy a Flyers game with family, friends, or clients in an exclusive hospitality space with catering, parking, and more. Text suites to 61259 to learn more.
4 of the last 5 Flyers games has seen a shorthanded goal, either scored by the Flyers or allowed. Tonight they give one up to J.G. Pageau. His 14th shorty in the last 7 seasons. That's 5th most in the NHL. And then Matthew Barzal scores even strength here in the second. It's 2-0 New York. Flyers have really not been outplayed as far as I'm concerned in this game.
No, but the system that they're playing against is making it a little bit tougher for them 5-on-5 to get offensive zone time.
Thrown in wide of the net. That's going to be an icing called here against Philadelphia, so it'll come back into the Flyer end.
That's that one, what do you call 1-1-3 or one? It's a 1-4, I'll call it with that. And that's basically, if you want to try and get and gain entry off the rush, you got 4 guys you got to get through. So you got to make a play at the blue line or you got to dump it in. And
chip and chase.
Chip and chase type of game. Now, that's the Flyers' strength is that, but against the 1-4, it's built to negate that. And they're kind of playing it right now.
Islanders win the draw. D'Angelo, bad angled shot. Juggled, but in the glove. Harrison's got it. Little pushing and shoving in front as sticks come up high.
And the old cross-check and match.
Neil Andre warding off Mark Gatko. Tonight is the 8th game in a stretch that'll see the Islanders play 17 of 22 on the road. Now, that's a really heavy road schedule, but 12 of the last 17 games in the season are going to be on home ice.
Oh, yeah, we started the season.
Shot through traffic again. Sam Harrison made that save. Cizikas carries him behind the net. Left corner. Kyle McLean back hard around behind the goal. Fourth line keeping the Flyers in their own zone. Ristolainen to the near boards. Owen Tippett unable to get it by Adam Pelech on the half wall. They scrum for it in the Philadelphia zone. Gatcomb checked by Couturier. The scrum continues. Nobody can drag that puck free. Now Couturier's got a chance to lift it back to the Islander zone. D'Angelo angles one in behind his own goal. Pelech plays it up the left wing, and that got away from McLean. That would have been icing, but McLean touched it, so they waved that off. Wrist the line in for Sanheim. Headbanding up the right wing. Here's Trevor Zegras into the Islanders zone, trying to get up the wall past Schaefer, but he cut him off. Puck into the middle, picked up by Schaefer, and Schaefer comes away at center. Barzal and Schaefer together over the line, 2 of their best offensive players. Schaefer sends it in behind the net. Into the right wing corner. Drouin back up top. Schaefer to the right point. Mayfield sends it in below the goal line. Anthony Duclair, a centering pass deflected by a Flyer. Christian Dvorak almost put one by his own man, but Harrison made the save. Dvorak will come over and thank him.
That was a really nice play by Dvorak there. Wrong net there, bud. I think he's just trying to break up that pass coming across, and as it hits his stick, it's perfectly in the area. Wow. To tap. That was going upstairs, too. Sam Harrison had to make that save.
Dvorak says, I don't need that embarrassment. Thank you very much.
There's a bad bounce. He broke up the play, but got a shot off on the net anyways.
So the faceoff remains in the Philadelphia zone. Flyers change again. It's Cates with Brink and Michkov. Bobby Brink outlet. Now with some skating room. Drysdale lays it up the left wing, and he missed Michkov with that pass. Drysdale himself bats it out in front, but he can't find Cates with it. Good check by Cates to keep it alive. He knocked it off the stick of Shabbat. Cates in the corner. Swings in behind the net with a man draped all over him. That's Emil Heineman. Fired him behind the goal. He tried to cycle deep, but missed Michkov with that, and the Islanders recover. Schaefer behind his own goal gives it to Mayfield, and the Flyers will back out to change.
Yeah, that seems to be the struggle for Philly right now. The Islanders just getting possession back, and then they're just waiting. They're just waiting. They're being patient. And the Flyers seem to be chasing it a little bit in the offensive zone. They'll have to start making some better position dump-ins to make sure they get those pucks back. That's one adjustment you can make.
Faceoff coming back into the New York zone. The Flyers bring out Lane Peterson on the 4th line with Grobenkin and Grundstrom. See if the Flyers can develop some momentum on this 4th line. The Islanders' 4th line has done that for them. Here's Grobenkin. He gets free in the left circle with a shot deflected wide of the net. Jammed in behind the goal. Lane Peterson closes on Boakfist, and he's going to shovel the puck all the way down the ice. Andre gets there, trying to hand it off. Grundstrom stripped to the puck, but Grobenkin picked it up. Carried up the left wing. Grobenkin gets in deep. He stumbles kind of off balance as the Islander got just a piece of him.
It looked like he was tripped, actually. He stepped on the stick blade. The ref didn't call it.
Anderson.
Grobenkin's skating up the ice well, Tim.
Yeah. He's got a different skating stride, doesn't he? But he gets there.
He gets there.
Siplikov from behind his own net. Finds Pajot up the left wing. And he gets the red line and in. Dump to the corner. Lee finishes his check. Sanheim behind his own goal. Fired it up that left side. Caromed off a skate right to Tippett. Here come the Flyers on the attack. Couturier up the left wing. Trying to get it into the middle. Unable to find Tippett with that. Barkey sends it in deep, but D'Angelo on the end wall there to play it away. Up that right side. Tripped up was McLean. That's going to be a Flyer penalty. Didn't mean to do it. I think this is going to be on Cam York. He got him with the skate. And on the delayed call, Sorokin makes the long skate to the Islander bench. Islanders get the extra attack around. Here's Tony D'Angelo. He'll give it up. Barzal dances up the left wing into the Philadelphia, and Barzal shoveled it back to the line. Adam Pettick's rink-wide pass touched by Konechny, and only now as he gains control do they whistle it down. And it'll be a penalty to Philadelphia. When we come back, the Islanders go on the power play. They lead 2-0 here midway through the second on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You don't want to miss a moment of Flyers hockey on Broad Street this season. Be here when the Flyers face off against the Capitals in a Metro Division matchup on February 3rd. The first 10,000 fans get a gritty, squishy plush presented by Xfinity. Experience it here because Flyers hockey is better live. And the only place to watch is at Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Here's York, the pass, the shot, and they score!
Get your tickets now at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
Dear hockey fans, Toyota's legendary lineup is always a hat trick. Go coast to coast with the tough-as-nails Tundra or the top-scoring Tacoma. Need room for your whole roster? Grand Highlander's got you covered. They've all got available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, too, so slick conditions can't compete. Visit Toyota.com or your local Toyota dealership. Toyota, let's go places.
FW Webb for plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, pipe, valves, fittings, and more. FW Webb supports all customers from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Webb has what you need when and where you need it. With extensive inventory, personalized service, over 100 locations, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast. Visit FWWebb.com for a location near you.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Don't miss the Flyers Charities Carnival at Xfinity Mobile Arena next Sunday. Fans can enjoy carnival rides, games, meet their favorite Flyers players, and more. All proceeds benefit Flyers Charities efforts in the community. Tickets are on sale now at FlyersCharities.com.
We always look forward to that day. Coming up Sunday.
It's just it's been going on forever.
Yeah, as long as you and I have been around.
It's a great day for the fans in Philly. They all come out. You know, it's neat to see when you're around this region for so long, this area for so long, you see the old guys and other parents bring pictures of the carnivals from way back in the day.
Yep. Islanders have their second power play. It's York for tripping. And Couturier, short-handed, starts out. He'll skate to center and flipped it in. Didn't get it in deep. Kind of flubbed that.
He missed that one.
Islanders take over in behind their own goal. Matthew Schaefer, the young defenseman, skates to his own blue line and then dropped it back. And here come the Islanders on the attack. Shabanoff left wing pass. Horvat back middle point. Now they work it over to Boakfist. Adam Boakfist on the left circle. Played it back up top. Horvat leads with 6 power play goals, tied with Matthew Schaefer. In the corner, Heineman back to Boakfist, looking at the net from the left circle, doesn't pull the trigger, lost it for a moment, regains control. Back to Heineman. Heineman looking in the slot. Shabanoff is in the bumper, back middle point. Schaefer to Horvat. Those are the two dangerous guys, Schaefer and Horvat. Back up top, a shot from the top of the circle. Shabanoff couldn't get that throw. Blocked by the Flyers, and Dvorak turns it down the ice with a backhand.
Well, good work. Travis Sanheim, I notice he's not over pursuing, which is by design, playing the right angles down there on the penalty kill.
Islanders have as many power play goals in the last 5 games as they did the previous 15 games. Upended connect. He checks the man off, and the Flyers get it ahead to Tippett. One man to beat. Trying to drag into the middle and unable to get free of Tony DeAngelo. Plays it back to the line, though, and it bounces away from Emile Andre. Here comes Anthony Declaire leading the charge the other way. He's got Islanders coming with him, and DeAngelo fires in. He scores. The power play goal by Tony DeAngelo, his 4th of the season. You know he loves coming back and doing this against one of his former clubs. His 2nd in 4 games. The Islanders take a 3-0 lead.
A tough one here. Wrong read at the blue line. That ends up coming down against you. This is a nice play. It's a late trailer guy. DeAngelo's coming down. He's the point guy. 3-on-2 coming up the ice. Remember, this is also a power play for New York Islanders. Duclair makes a nice little pass. Back and then over from Barzal. And DeAngelo just lets this one rip. This is a one-timer. Short side, blocker.
So it's DeAngelo from Duclair and Barzal at 12:50, the power play goal, and the Islanders have a 3-goal cushion. And the Flyers still looking for a spark, that something extra that they found in the 3rd period in Denver the other night.
Yeah, they've got to find it within themselves here. Obviously, New York, you knew what they were coming in. They got called out in the media. They got challenged by their coaching staff. Haven't been playing good of late.
Kind of an unfortunate bounce on that play, because Tippett deep in the Islander zone got it back to Emile Andre on a good play, but it bounces away from Andre, and the Islanders pounced on it, and we're off to the races.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it was like a bad play, because the read was right. It was just a little bit of hesitation, and that puck bounced.
Here's Michkov in behind the net, hopped over his stick. I don't even blame Emile Andre. That puck just bounced away from him, and the Islanders took advantage of the bounce. Here comes Mark Gatcomb. He's stripped of the puck. Good stick there by Sanheim. Flyers head man, but can't get it to Bobby Brink. Brink's going to fight for it in the corner. He takes the defenseman George into the wall, and Pajot comes back to help out. Now Pajot unable to get it by Grobenkin. At the blue line, Flyers trying to seal that right in front of the Philadelphia bench. Gaining control is Grobenkin. Brink able to poke it back to Drysdale. Wine shoots and fought off by Sorokin. What a play by Grobenkin to keep that play alive.
That's his skill set. He finds those pucks in those little scrums all the time, Grobenkin, and he makes a good play coming out of them.
Tough save by Sorokin. He got that up high, but boy, the key to Grobenkin finding ways to help create offense, as Drysdale had a good chance.
Yeah, that was going glove side high. Sorokin had to adjust himself and fight that one off. Great shot by Drysdale. Really good shot by Drysdale. I'd really like to see a couple more of those.
Islanders out shooting the Flyers now 13-11. They've had a slight edge in this 2nd period, and they've got the only 3 goals of the game. Flyers, to say the obvious, have got to have the next goal, and the quicker the better. Here's Drysdale. Gets it ahead, but just out of the reach of Denver Barkey. Barkey, Couturier, Tippett. This trio's been good tonight. Laid the length of the ice. This will be icing called here against New York with 5.5 to play in the 2nd.
Shabanov had about 2 skate strides on Sealer. The refs are meeting at center ice because this might be the wrong call.
Yeah, they may take this face-off in the neutral zone. Shabanov signed as a free agent for just under $1 million. Last year, he had 23 goals and 67 points in the KHL. And if you remember, the Flyers were pretty sure they had him signed in training camp, and then the day later, he ends up signing in New York. We get a timeout on the ice. 5:28 left in the 2nd. 3-0 Islanders on the Philadelphia Flyers broadcast network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Febreze.
New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
When this is the sound of a waterfall in nature, there's no cause for concern. But when it's the sound of water gushing through your living room ceiling because a pipe bursts inside the wall, there's reason to panic unless you pick up the phone and call 1-800-SERVPRO. Only the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro can help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. So make the call to 1-800-SERVPRO at the first sign of water damage. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Grab a ticket to your next Flyers game and score a 24-ounce Yingling traditional lager, an exclusive co-branded koozie. That's the thing that goes on the outside of the cup. Available now only at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
Thanks for that.
Or beer. Or soda. They
Whatever.
have kid koozies too.
Canadian ginger ale. Pajot shorthanded in the first period. Barzal and D'Angelo, the Islander goal scorers here in the second. 3-0 New York. And Fridge, the Flyers really need to find something here.
Yeah, they got to get something going here before the end of the period. They got 5 minutes left. Set yourself up for a good third. Doesn't necessarily have to get a goal. That's obviously the best case scenario, but...
Here's connecting him behind the Islander goal. Skates to the far corner, stops, reverses directions, tried to spin away from Mayfield, did. Gets it back right point, a shot blocked away by Sorokin from Cam York. And the Islanders' Bo Horvat got to it first and flipped it back into the Philadelphia zone. Fired off the wall and just past Trevor Zegras. Zegras without a point in 8 of the last dozen games. George
Tell you
in his
what,
own
though,
zone.
Tim, they do look, the Flyers, for whatever reason, they look a little bit sluggish, slower than they had.
Oh, Shabanoff runs into Cates, turned the puck over at center ice. York carried back in. He's got a man going to the net and just failed to get that through to Bobby Brink.
What a great open ice hit by Noah Cates. Just buried Shabanoff.
Here in front of his own goes Michkov, able to stick Hedl away from Anthony Declaire. He'll carry into the Islander line. Michkov looking to create now, throw it at the net, and a save by Sorokin with Cates going in front. And again, not a bad play. Get pucks on goal.
Yeah, you know what? Michkov does that. If he's getting in the offensive zone, he's not going to try and force the play. If he's got a shot, even if it's a wrist shot, he wants to send it on net. And I think that's direct from Coach Tocchet. If you have the opportunity with your stick handling and you free up and there's a shot lane, take it. The guys will get to the net to the front of you, in front of the net for you.
They'll keep Michkov, Cates, Brink out there. Face-up circle to the right of the Islander net. By the way, Ilya Sorokin is tops in the NHL with 5 shutout victories this year. On the near boards, Drysdale knocked it down with his skate. Unable to come up with it was Michkov. Here's Anthony Declaire cutting back in front of the Flyer net, but swatted off of his stick. Cedar got a good piece of him. Back right point, Adam Pelech on the wall to Barzal. Wrapped it in behind the goal line. Anthony Declaire. A centering pass to Barzal. Sealer finishes his check on Declaire, and Declaire kicks his stick away. That's got to be a penalty. That's supposed to be a penalty.
It should be an automatic. Take his stick, Sealer.
They let Declaire get away with that. He didn't even sell it particularly well. He did it twice. Kicked the stick away from Sealer as he was trying to pick it up. Tipped at center ice by Andre in deep, and the Islanders go back for that.
Well, Sealer's still jarring with somebody on the Islanders bench.
The defenseman, George, went to play the puck, and his stick broke in his hands as he was stepping up from behind his own goal. He's going to get away with it. Islanders cleared to center. Right back in come the Flyers. Peterson into the middle. They try to navigate around pieces of stick that are laying all over the ice. Looks like a damn yard sale
out there.
Right,
yard sale.
Right wing, and the Islanders are offside of the Philadelphia blue line.
No, the Flyers are bringing it. The pressure is coming. Speed and puck handling. New York's having a bit of a hard time.
Well, we said the Islanders were going to come in desperate because when You lose a game 5-0, and the coach benches your best line for the entire third period of that last game. You knew he was going to get their attention.
Yeah, you gotta be aware of those things as a player. The Flyers, sure, they understand that situation.
Islanders are the 5th best defensive team in the league, so this is how they want to play. Tipped by McLean in deep. Andre back for that. Ridden hard into the wall in the corner, but he made the play to Tippett, and Tippett cleared. Right wing, but can't get it cleanly to Couturier. Tippett cuts into the middle, put it right onto an Islander stick, and Mayfield sends it up the right wing. Siplikov dumps it in. 2:10 to go in the second period. Been kind of a low event game for the Flyers, unfortunately. They've had 3 power plays, and on those 3 power plays, they have 8 shots, but have not been able to solve Ilya Sorokin.
And he's playing really good right now. Common poise back there. Obviously, said that leading the league with 5 shutouts.
D'Angelo got the red line and got it in. Here's Sanheim. Up that left wing to Zegras into the middle. Here comes Cam York. Right wing pass ahead to Dvorak. Dvorak trying to go wide on Pelech. Unable to get it in front. He had York jumping in. Adam Pelech, one of the better defensive defensemen of the league. Tipped away at center. Again, York pushes it ahead. Zegras over the line, trying to thread a pass. Here's Dvorak going in with a shot. And a save by Sorokin. He's got it, and he'll hold on with 1:24 left in the second period.
Yeah, nice wide play. Ender wide. Zegras makes a little play to Dvorak here to get that shot off. Pretty easy save for Sorokin. And again, New York is just, the Islanders are doing a pretty good job of staying strong on their blue line on entry.
Sorokin is 11-3-3 in his career against the Flyers. He's won 11 of the last 17. Off a draw, Michkov controls, gave it a Cedar shot, launched off the stick. It goes high into the air and out of play.
Michkov, obviously a guy, when he's on the ice, he wants the puck on his tape.
You're starting to see him assert himself more?
Yes, I think his game has improved in ways. Obviously, the production is obviously something that he gauges his game on.
Yep. Flyers at the line, can't keep it in. Drysdale brought it back in offside. Michkov's got 3 goals in his last 5, and the 2-goal game Friday was his first multiple-goal game of his season. Faceoff's going to come out to center, just outside the Islander blue line.
But you're not seeing, like, a lot of high-risk plays. There's a little bit of a longer leash last year with Michkov, and you'd see a little bit more skill. You'd see some more flashy stuff. But this year, yeah, that's good to see that offensive stuff. But this year, the back-checking, plays in the defensive zone, plays along the boards. That's what I'm noticing in his game that's really strengthened. Now, you're not going to get offense when you're playing that way, but if you're learning to play that way, that's the best thing.
Yeah, that's not sexy, but you need to go through those that learning curve to be a better NHL player.
Better to do it early in the career, so those habits are set in stone, and that's how you play in the NHL. But it's different than any other league because it's the NHL, but also it's a different approach. It's a more physical game. It's more demanding than the North American style or the European style. So there's an adjustment. And
last year you saw Michkov throw pucks on goal from weird, impossible angles all the time. They didn't always work, and oftentimes they ended up going the other way. He's eliminated that. Adam Pelech. Ersson did make a save up high off the mask, and the Flyers gain control, and Cates is going to carry to center. Headman up the right wing. Michkov in, stops. Trying to get it back down the wall, but D'Angelo stayed right with him, made a good play, and then D'Angelo hit his own man in the face with the puck. That's Drouin, and Drouin goes to the bench. And he'll go right down the tunnel.
Yeah, he's probably got some zippers getting done there, because that was a pretty good backhand. D'Angelo didn't see him, he just tried clearing it, but hit him right in the face.
D'Angelo lifts it back in. out of the zone to center. Broken up by Travis Sanheim. Barkey's going to spin it back to him. 5 seconds left. Flyers aren't going to be able to get up the ice, so the second period will come to an end. And the natives a little restless through 2 periods of play. Flyers have 15 shots and nothing to show for it as the Islanders take a 3-0 lead to the room after 2.
Yeah, we'll see how the Flyers do into this third period. New York Islanders, how well are they protecting a lead? We're going to find out here. The Flyers are going to have to push early in this third period until the end of it to try and get this 3-goal lead covered.
Flyers 0 for 3 on the power play, and they've given up a shorthanded goal. The Islanders are 1 for 2 with a man advantage. 3-0 New York with the lead. Stay tuned. Our second intermission is just ahead. Brian Smith, Jason Martinez have that after these words on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with your family's favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how everybody gets a delicious meal they'll love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Be here for the PAL game, presented by Toyota, when the Flyers take on the Ottawa Senators on February 5th.
Sanheim after it. Dvorak picks it up. Dvorak holds. Centers. Connecting shot. He scores!
Experience it here, because Flyers hockey is better live. And the only place to watch is at Xfinity Mobile Arena.
He scores!
Get your tickets now at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Philadelphia. And our more than 70 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
A centering pass, they score! Owen Tippett fires it home.
Hey Flyers fans, Owen Tippett here. Happy to be back as the ambassador for the Flyers Learn to Play rookie program presented by Holman. Open to boys and girls between the ages of 5 and 9. The Flyers rookie program includes head-to-toe equipment, weekly on-ice group lessons, and some great gifts. The program is available at 18 rinks throughout the greater Philadelphia region. For more information and to register, visit philadelphiaflyers.com/rookie program.
Hey Flyers fans, elevate your Xfinity Mobile Arena experience with a membership at Prime Point Social. With a unique in-venue dining experience, a curated Philadelphia-inspired culinary program, and an intimate atmosphere overlooking all the action, Prime Point Social is the place to be this season. As a Prime Point Social member, you have access to an array of amenities and exclusive opportunities. Take your game day experience to the next level with a membership that fits your entertainment needs. For more information on how to become a Flyers Prime Point Social member, give us a call today at 215-218-7825.
That's another amazing run by Team USA. And you too can go for glory with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Now through February 22nd, get gig Wi-Fi for $50 a month for 5 years, guaranteed. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
This is the Flyers Intermission Report with Jason Martinez and Brian Smith on the Flyers.
Mobile Arena for the final 3 games before the Olympic break. They come up on this coming Saturday, the 31st. That's matinee hockey, 12:30 against the Los Angeles Kings. And then next week, Tuesday, Thursday, Washington and Ottawa are in here. Tuesday the 3rd and February the 5th, last games before the break. So tickets for that 3-game homestand are available at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com. Well, Jason,
how'd they pull off that 12:30 against the Kings? That's like 9:30 a.m. there.
9:30 a.m. to them. Yeah, I mean
that's
it's
stuff.
yeah, it's one of those things where I don't even know how I would function if I was working for a West Coast team, just because I spent so much time on the East Coast. But when you look at the overall situation for the Kings, like right now, they are on a long road trip. 1, 2, 3. I guess it's only 5 games, but they're hitting St. Louis, Detroit, Buffalo before they get here on that Saturday game. And it's a back-to-back for them. They actually play in Carolina the next day at 3. So the thing that jumps to mind is the Flyers look like they've been shoveling some snow today. I don't know. It's everything's going more or less fine, but there's none of that jump, none of that spark we saw in the Colorado game. And as we talked about in the pregame show, the Islanders have a little bit of a jump, and you would expect that after what transpired with them last game. And if you didn't join us for previous discussions of that, Patrick Waugh benched his top line in a 5-0 loss to the who was it? Toronto? Where were they?
Toronto. Yep.
Toronto. It was Toronto. Okay. Everybody's played Toronto recently. We were talking about Colorado. They played Toronto too. They lost 5-0, and the Matthew Barzal line was benched.
No, it was Buffalo. Buffalo, not Toronto.
It was Buffalo. You're right. It was a blue team. I knew it was a blue team. It's one of those games that they're looking for a bounce back, and they seem to have the bounce that the Flyers are missing. This game is not out of reach, but at the very least, they want to get a little bit of energy here going to.
He's played 17 games. He's got a .944 coming into the game, save percentage, which is obviously ridiculous. I don't see any other team that he's got a higher save percentage against, and that's considering he's played a lot of games against the Flyers. 17. I don't think he played the Devils 17 times, but no other team more. And that's just unbelievable numbers. He's got a record of 11-3-3 and a 1.61 goals against average and 4 shutouts. So he's been amazing against the Flyers. He's had an amazing year. So obviously the mountain is harder to climb. But again, like we've talked about before, Smitty, it doesn't mean you can't take something out of this game. You may not take a point or 2 points out of the game, but you can take something out of the game that you can apply forward. And that's what they need to do in this third period.
I think if nothing else, they can take some of the individual efforts we've seen in this game. Obviously, Owen Tippett coming off the game in Colorado. It's going to be tough to match a hat trick, but he has had another solid effort here tonight. He's played 13-14. He's seeing penalty killing time, as we talked about earlier on tonight. Played a minute 6 of shorthanded time. And he's got 5 shot attempts. He's got 3 on goal, 2 that haven't made it through, and 4 hits. And that's a combination that usually means that he is at his best. But like you said, with Sorokin, I was telling somebody up here during the second period, I hate playing this team because I feel like every time the Flyers play them, they make them look better than they actually are. And it gets a little frustrating after a few times of it.
Yeah, and I imagine Sorokin, for a lot of the guys on this Flyers team, he's in their head a little bit, too. I remember when Carey Price was in the league, he used to reside, he was living rent-free in a lot of Atlantic Division players' heads.
Yeah.
Or Eastern Conference players' heads. And I remember talking to guys and saying, when you play against him, what's the thing? It's like, he just makes everything look so smooth and so easy. And he shows you such little that you try and be so precise against him that you end up missing the net often against them because you're trying to be so perfect. And sometimes you can't be perfect. You got to just get it there and let some mayhem take place. And right now, I think Sorokin's got that effect on this Flyers team. I just read you the numbers. That certainly speaks to that. And, you know, I thought in that second period they came out in the first 7 minutes and really had some good scoring chances against them, through traffic, did all the things we talked about needing to do. And he just kind of flexes out the pad, makes a big save. He had a huge save on Tippett on one of those 5 shots on goal where he just flashed out the right pad. And he looks so calm doing it. That's that body language that will kind of speak to the other team too, like, yeah, that was nothing, you know, and it frustrates you as an opponent when he's on his game like this. He can get into your head a little bit. That's the thing about when a goaltender is really feeling it and making saves and making them look easy, even though they are highly difficult saves to make. That's the head game that the goalie can play with the opposition, and I think he's playing it very well right now.
Yeah, and you know, certainly not to suggest that a guy like Henrik Lundqvist or somebody like that was a fluke, but there have been these goalies where, you know, when they go in, when you come up against them in a game, the net seems smaller than it is.
Yeah.
Or
well, just ask their coach, Patrick Roy. He struggled against the Flyers huge in his career.
Yeah.
Which was weird because he was great against everybody, but the Flyers used to touch up Patrick Roy for many years. So it's odd, you know. And sometimes maybe, I don't know. I don't know. We don't know this for sure, but I think some goalies in certain buildings, sightlines, whatever, they feel more comfortable. In some other buildings, maybe they don't. I don't know.
Yeah, there's something to there. There definitely could be something to that, and it's it is remarkable sometimes in this sport, and you know, really, I guess in a lot of sports. I mean, it's, you know, when you get a baseball player that goes into a hitting slump or something like that. I mean, it's sometimes they have a mechanical thing that jumps in or whatever, but it's not like they forgot how to play. You know, it is sometimes just something that, you know, you start thinking about it too much and you take chances. And I think a lot of that crept into that 5-game losing streak that the Flyers had, or 6 or whatever it ended up being. That there were times when they were trying to force things that weren't there because in their head they needed to make something happen.
Like a big save would happen.
Yeah.
And then you just start pressing, you don't score it. Like we talked about it a bunch of times at first intermissions, you know. Flyers had a great chance 5 minutes in the game to hit the post. And then you end up down 2-0 and it sinks you the rest of the game. You know, that's part of that mental part of it in the grind of a schedule, I would imagine, for these guys. And it's something you got to fight through at times. And you know, sometimes it's weird. It's really easy to play this game and have a production. And other times it's like no matter how hard you try, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you have to try less, I think, sometimes to get a better result. And it's just the weird thing of how this game is. With, you know, look, they're wearing blades on their feet, Smitty, chasing around a vulcanized piece of rubber. Right? It's a weird game.
Sometimes it boggles my mind that somebody ever even came up with it, but here we are.
Yeah. I just thank God they did.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, and again, when you think about how the Flyers got out of that funk in Vegas, it didn't take a bunch of flashy plays. It didn't take, you know, some guy going in and beating everybody 1-on-5, anything like that. It was Travis Konechny just kind of getting his stick in the way of a couple of passes and scoring on two breakaways. And
good goaltending, right?
Yeah, and good goaltending. You know, and again, it's not to say the Flyers haven't gotten, you know, decent goaltending here tonight. They've just the Barzal goal is one of the things where it's so quick how things can change, because Jamie Drysdale's got him all taken care of, and then Barzal just gives him a little bit of a bump and separates himself, and that's all he needs to get that deflection. And again, that's why.
And where's that puck shot from?
Yeah,
totally on the. They were keeping the Islanders on the outside the entire shift.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, boom! It's in the back of the net.
And the same thing with the goal on you know, the D'Angelo goal. It's just a puck bounced off of Emile Andre the wrong way. So,
Yeah, I'd like to see Tippett shoot it there on that one-on-one, shorthanded.
Yeah.
He kind of tied himself in the corner and then tried to go back.
Well, the Flyers have 20 more minutes to work with here. We'll see what they can come up with. We'll do it for this edition of the Flyers Intermission Report. When we come back in just a moment, Tim Saunders and Tom Fedoruk will have that third period for you here at Xfinity Mobile Arena, where after 2 periods of play, it's the Islanders 3 and the Flyers 0. Back after this on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This has been the Flyers Intermission Report on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
From Westchester to Doylestown, from Drexel Hill to Lansdale to Philly, we all look out for each other, stepping up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you. Learn more at IBX.com.
Fans, discover the Legacy Club in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where every day is a chance to create lasting memories. From its stunning golf course to distinctive dining options and family-friendly amenities, the Legacy Club offers something for everyone. Whether you're perfecting your golf game, enjoying a gourmet meal, or attending their exciting social or family events, the Legacy Club is your happy place. For details, visit thelegacyclub.com. That's thelegacyclub.com.
Interviews, insight, and in-depth analysis. Join former Flyer Scott Hartnell and Hall of Fame writer Al Morganti for Flyers pre- and post-game live. Before and after every game. Only on NBC Sports Philadelphia and streaming on the NBC Sports app. Flyers fans, stream your team when you're on the go. Never miss a big hit, save, or goal from the orange and black with the NBC Sports app. Download now.
Alex Warren presents Little Orphan Alex live. Alex Warren. Live in Philadelphia. Performing at Xfinity Mobile Arena Friday, July 10th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. For more, visit AlexWarrenOfficial.com.
You don't want to miss a moment of Flyers hockey on Broad Street this season. Be here when the Flyers face off against the Boston Bruins in a matinee matchup on Saturday, February 28th at 3 p.m. All fans get a Flyers sweatshirt presented by Ticketmaster.
Centers, connecting shot! He scores!
Experience it here because Flyers hockey is better live, and the only place to watch is at Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Here's Rebecca, he'll fire and score!
Get your tickets now at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
The circus is here. Ringling Brothers and Barnum & Bailey, the greatest show on earth, is coming to town. Visit ringling.com for more. Coming to Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia from February 13th through 16th. Enjoy more family togetherness for less.
Your home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey. 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, and 92.5 FM HD3 Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station.
Well, it's been one of those nights. 2 periods in, Flyers trail the Islanders 3-0. Fridge, the Flyers 0-for-3 in the power play, but they've had 8 shots on those 3 power plays. The Islanders have 1 shot on 2 power plays. That ends up in the net. They've also scored a shorthanded goal. Things are going the Islanders' way.
Yeah, things are going the Islanders' way, and they've been working for it, obviously sticking to their game plan. That 1-4 setup that they're running in the neutral zone is, honestly, it's giving the Flyers some trouble.
Well, they found something in the third period in Denver the other night, scored 4 third-period goals, so we know they've got it in them. They just need to find that spark they haven't been able to find yet.
Yeah, either it's a shift, a big hit, or, a great offensive zone shift. That's something you can build on. That's usually when the Flyers start doing really well, is when they've got 4 consecutive lines doing good things in a row. It just seems to come back on itself.
Flyers going to begin the third period with the Tippett, Couturier, Barkey line. Fridge, I don't know if you agree. I think this has been their most effective line.
Well, they've been doing some good stuff in the offensive zone. Barkey's played tremendously good. He just goes to the right spots. He reads the ice so well.
Islanders failed to keep it in, but they're going to let the Flyers come out with it. Sanheim at center gets the red line and got it in. Flyers playing this 1-4 or 1-1-3, the Islanders bring at you. You got to learn to dump and chase, and really they haven't done it effectively yet through the first 2 periods. Here's Barkey, and Barkey curls in front of his own net and starts out. Barkey skates to center, right up the middle, hits the Islander line, tried to do it himself and almost got through. Adam Pellick knocked it off his stick. Here comes Barzal the other way for New York. He'll crisscross at the line with Drouin. Jonathan Drouin goes in front. Barzal dropped it to D'Angelo. D'Angelo from the right circle. He hit the side of the net with a shot as he bid for his second goal of the game. D'Angelo keeps that alive. Barzal back to the line. That's intercepted by Michkov. Michkov into the middle. Dvorak able to fight through traffic and unable to get it back to Michkov as he was jumping in. At the line, the Flyers can't get there to keep it in onside.
Well, nice little play off the rush there. I think that was D'Angelo that actually back-checked and broke that play up. Otherwise, Michkov's getting a nice shot on net there.
Why do you say that with such surprise?
He's playing good against, D'Angelo's playing good against us. He was all the way back down there behind the net.
Tony D'Angelo, now 30 years of age. Of course, he's from Sewell, New Jersey. A one-time Flyer and scored a big goal in this game against his former club. Flyers drive it in deep. Unable to bat that free was Cates. Cates, Brink, and Zegras right now as Mayfield will push it up that left side. Ristolainen got to it before Schaefer arrives. Zegras into the middle. Controlled by Emil Andre, and Andre's going to have to hustle back into his own zone. Pressured by Siplikov. Oh, drilled into the end wall there. Siplikov almost got that to a teammate in front. Back behind the goal is Max Siplikov. Lee goes to the front of the net. Jammed into the corner. Zegras trying to get body position on Anders Lee. And controlled Siplikov trying to force his way back in front. Sam Ersson made that save, and finally Bobby Brink will lay it to center. Unable to hook up with Cates, the Islanders drive it right back in. Early going to the third period. Flyers down 3. Cates will peel off, go to the bench with Bobby Brink. And the Flyers make the change. Here's Cedar turning off of a hit. Deep in outlets. Here's Grundstrom up the left wing. Got it to Nikita Grubenkin. Angled to the wall there. The linesman kind of got in the way as well. Helped break that up. Carl Grundstrom on the end wall. Grubenkin on the half boards now. He's got Lane Peterson backing in front. Instead plays it out right point. Drysdale back down low. That just eludes the stick of Grubenkin. Grundstrom banked it out left point. Sealer's shot tipped wide of the net. Grubenkin in behind the goal. Trying to force it back in front. It's batted away by the Islanders. It went to the corner, and Boakfist with a chance to get it up the wall. The Islanders do clear.
I mean, what does Grubenkin have to do to draw a call there? The defender for the Islanders had a free arm on him.
Trying to stay in the lineup. He's on the fourth line, but has done some good things. Tippett stepped around wide of a man, took the shot, and Sorokin hangs on to that and holds on.
Well, New York, what they don't want to do is they don't want to sit on this lead. It's hard to play with that lead sometimes. You think you're doing fine, keeping things out to the outside, but that team you're protecting against is gaining momentum. I sense that Flyers momentum is starting to shift in their favor.
Couturier leaning in for a draw. Circle to the right of the Islander net. Denver Barkey has control in the corner into the high slot. Tipped away from Tippett. At the line, the Flyers can't hold the zone. And it's whistled down as it went in offside. Boy, Denver Barkey, Fridge, I know it's still early in his young career. It's only his 17th game, but you never want to say he'll never go back down, but he keeps playing like this, and he won't.
You're just starting to see more and more of Denver Barkey's games and his skill set. One thing he does well is he can get to open ice. He's got a knack for finding the open ice out there for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Broken up by Owen Tippett. Barkey lays it up the left wing. Couturier cut off, but into the zone. Played it into the high slot with Tippett, and it knocked away from him by Bo Horvat. Tippett finishes his check on Horvat. Here's D'Angelo. He'll play it to the middle at center. Emil Heineman stood up there by Cam York, and Barkey gets it back to Tippett in his own zone. Islanders back out to change. The Flyers will follow soon. Here's Travis Sanheim. 4 minutes gone in the third period. Flyers need 3 to tie. Driven in deep into the left wing corner. A centering pass. The Islanders cough it up. Travis Konechny trying to make some hay out of that. Drysdale sends it wide of the net. Out of the corner. Again, Matt Michkov drags it free for Konechny. Michkov, Konechny, and Dvorak right now. Konechny pushed into the end wall. Flyers trying to dig that puck free. Jamming for it on the wall is Dvorak behind the Islander cage. Konechny drags it free and carried into the left wing corner. Played it back to the line. Sealer's shot. Gloved down by Schaefer, and he'll lift it out at center. That puck kept from Barzell by Cedar, but they're going to say it was gloved from one Islander to another, and they'll blow it down.
Schaefer, nice play there. Just holding the front of the net. Shot doesn't get off. He just plays it with his hand. Yeah, Schaefer's only 18 years old, and watching him up here, Tim, it seems like he's been in the league for 10 years already. A lot of maturity in his game.
We're starting to see different combinations now, so Talk is looking for a spark here.
Zegras with Cates and Brink.
At center ice, Pajot wins that faceoff. The Islanders are ranked 8th in the league in faceoffs as a team this year. Fridge, they won 74% of the draws in their game Saturday against Buffalo. That's the best percentage of any game in the NHL this year. And they lost that game 5-0. Here's Zegras up the left point to Cates. Cates trying to get it to the net, deflected into the netting above the glass, and it's out of play.
Now coverage is there. Anytime the Flyers are coming up the ice and with that rush, you're looking for something as that player who enters wide. You're looking for either the late trailer or someone close to you, and it's just coverage. The New York Islanders just picking guys up on the back check. Not really giving up, playing stingy hockey.
Going to leave Zegras out here with Cates and Brink. Face-off circle to the left of the Islander goal. New York wins that draw. And here's Adam Pelech. Into the middle. Pajot tried to lift it up through center. That's deflected into the Islander bench, and that goes out of play with 14:44 to go in the period. Trevor Zegras, I think, showing signs of a little frustration. He can't seem to get on track tonight.
Yeah, you go through those ebbs and flows throughout a season.
Zegras has led the Flyers all season long with 19 goals and 46 points. When he gets his next goal, he'll be the fastest Flyer to 20 goals in a Philadelphia career since Danny Briere. Here's Grebenkin, and his shot deflected over the glass in the corner, and that goes out of play. Faceoff stays in the Islander zone. It's Carl Grundstrom with Lane Peterson and Nikita Grebenkin.
Grebinkin's had some good shifts out here tonight.
He's going to line up at the top of the circle behind Peterson, who hopes to win it back to him. 5.5 minutes gone in the third. Flyers still looking for their first goal, and the Islanders are up by 3. Off the draw, Grebenkin with a shot. He rifles it up over the goal. That hit a stick, ends up over the glass and out of play.
Well, nice little play by Peterson and good read by Grebinkin. It wasn't a clean draw, but it popped out. Grebinkin jumped on it, got that shot off.
He's such a likable kid, Nikita Grebinkin. Always has a smile on his face.
Yeah, he loves smiling. He's got that gap-toothed grin of his.
Islanders win the face-off again, and McLean will flip it out at center ice. Risto cut off. Gatcomb on that far side, but the Islanders regroup. They have done a good job of kind of bottling up the neutral zone, making it harder for the Flyers to get through. Puck is in behind the net. Gatcomb turned and was checked by Ristolainen. Mark Gatcomb gets tied up with the referee as well in the corner, and the Flyers get it in front. Emil Andre skates out of danger to center and pushes it up that right wing. Grundstrom unable to get to it before the Islanders play it away. Boakfist turns it back behind his own net, and George gives it back to him. Flyers back out to change. Now a good forecheck there by Grebinkin almost created a turnover. Grebinkin gets to the bench. Islanders on the loose puck. Emil Heineman laid it back into his own end. Islanders were intent on avoiding a third straight loss in regulation time for the first time since the first 3 games of the season. Heineman fell. He's up slowly, maybe hurt. 3-on-2 for the Flyers the other way. Sanheim got it to Couturier. Back in front. He couldn't complete that pass. Barkey waiting for that puck to come alive. Denver Barkey wheels it out to Cam York. He'll wind, fire, and he shot it wide of the goal. As Cam York's got to hit the net there.
What a play by Barkey to see that pass down in that corner to Cam York.
Tippett got the stick up in the face of an Islander, the young defenseman Matt Schaefer, and the officials are going to get together. Linesmen can kind of weigh in here, and I think it may be a penalty on Owen Tippett.
I think he's only calling 2.
All right, we get a timeout on the ice. 13:01 to go. The Islanders with a 3-0 lead. New York on the power play when we return on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You don't want to miss a moment of Flyers hockey on Broad Street this season. Be here for Kids Day when the Flyers face off against the LA Kings in a matinee matchup on Saturday, January 31st at 12:30 p.m.
Runs with the puck, runs to the shot, he scores!
Experience it here because Flyers hockey is better live. And the only place to watch is at Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Now connecting center secrets, he scores!
Get your tickets now at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
That's another amazing run by Team USA. And you too can go for glory with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Now through February 22nd, get gig Wi-Fi for $50 a month for 5 years, guaranteed. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
I run this like cardio. Philadelphia, you've waited for this moment. The unstoppable Cardi B presents Little Miss Drama Tour. Cardi B, live at Xfinity Mobile Arena, April 7th. Cardi's brand new album, Am I the Drama, is available everywhere now. Get tickets now at CardiB.com.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Score the puck drop package and get a ticket to the Flyers game next Tuesday, plus an autographed puck, only at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
Flyers right back on the road. They'll fly to Columbus tomorrow for a game there on Wednesday against the Blue Jackets. That's a 7:30 start Wednesday. And then the next night they're in Boston if they can get to both of those cities with all the snow. Flyers are going to be shorthanded here, though. Owen Tippett did get caught with a high stick. Referee didn't see it. The linesman did. And they make the call. And after the Flyers won the faceoff, they cleared over the glass. It went out of play.
Matthew Schaefer was caught with that high stick.
So Jonathan Drouin comes in to take this faceoff against Sean Couturier. Couturier kicks it back behind his own goal line. Philadelphia's Christian Dvorak's got room. And he'll carry up the near side and then just dump it down the ice. Tony DeAngelo quarterbacking this power play unit for New York. With Anders Lee, Barzal, Duclair, and Drouin. Over the line, Barzal left wing pass. Duclair dishes it back to Tony DeAngelo. Again to Duclair. He'll leave it on the half wall. Backing into the corner. Barzal played it back up top. He gets it back from Duclair. Lee goes in front of the net. Barzal played it back to the line. DeAngelo near circle. Here's Drouin backing toward the corner. Up top, they work it over to Barzal. He can't take the one-timer. DeAngelo threw it toward the net. Lee trying to get to it, and then he was stopped by Sam Ersson. He knocked that puck down. Again, he's great at deflecting shots out of the air. And then when it dropped, he got a good chance on Ersson, who went low and made the save.
Nice little play in front. Ersson doesn't get the rebound because it's deflected by Anders Lee.
Think anybody tips puck better in front than Anders Lee?
It's the play he did after that I like. He knows that puck's going to drop after he tips it.
DeAngelo for Drouin. Shot and a save by Sam Ersson. That puck bounced to a Flyer. Sealer in behind the net, but he can't clear. Taken away by Barzal. Barzal dances into the left circle. Base of the Stars on the play. And finally, New York takes over as the Flyers back out to change.
Yeah, that was Risto. That's the big D-man that so many players, so many coaches like in the NHL, and that's exactly why. He likes to take it himself, and he can lug it all the way down to the other end.
Penalty expires. Flyers back at even strength, so they kill off the third Islander power play. Still 3-0 New York, though, and time becoming the biggest factor now. Just over half a period to play. And the Flyers need some instant offense. This is deflected into the Islander bench and out of play.
Yeah, no better time now. Maybe they can get the start going here. 10:43 left. They got an offensive zone draw.
Just the second home game for the Flyers in the last 14 days. 5 of the next 6. Or 5 of the last 6 have been on the road.
Talk's got a new line combination. You got Zegras in the middle with Konechny and
Owen Tippett.
Owen Tippett out there.
Off a draw. Tippett snapped a shot just wide of the net. Tippett sitting on 18 goals. He's one behind Zegras for the team lead. Jam back to the Flyer line, and Tippett gloves it down there. Gets it over to Drysdale. Drysdale gets the red line and drives it in deep. To the left corner it comes on the wall. Tippett down low, looking for Konechny. Konechny able to fight through a check, but outnumbered, and Schaefer plays it away. Bo Horvat up there against his cousin, Travis Konechny. Islanders lap it back in front of their own goal, and Schaefer lifts it high into the air to center. Clubbed down by York. He gets it ahead to Konechny. Late in the shift, flipped it to a spot. Unable to get there in time was Bobby Brink. And Boqvist steers it out of danger as Konechny will make his way to the bench. 9:50 to go in the third. Heineman plays it back with speed. Here's Zizekas in one-on-one. Tried to step wide on York and took a backhand shot. Ersson did well to make that save.
Yeah, good save by Ersson. That was a quick little play by Zizekas.
Still an effective player in this league in his 15th season. Casey Zizekas. They scrum for the puck into the left wing corner in the Islanders zone. Unable to drag it free. The Islanders finally come away, and Kyle McLean at center up the right wing. Jams it into the Philadelphia zone. Gatcomb on the end wall. Lets it go in behind the net to McLean. He tried to bat it back out in front, but hit a skate with that. And Michkov outlets. Michkov with Brink now and Lane Peterson. Into the middle, a shot by Gatcomb up over the Philadelphia net. Emil Andre gives it up in that far corner to Ristolainen. Risto banked it free again to Andre into the middle, and starting out for Bacon, a lead pass. Grunstrom tried to settle a bouncing puck in the New York zone. Wrapped away from him into the left wing corner. Fights to keep it alive for Dvorak. And the Islanders just laid that back down the ice. A race for the puck. Anders Lee's going to get to it first. He's got Siplikov in front of the net. Peels off and lays it in behind the goal. And then Siplikov just runs into the net, knocking it off its moorings. And we get a timeout. 8.5 to go in the third. It's 3-0 New York on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Dear road rivals, let's talk about extra. Toyota offers tons of extra with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan good for 2 years or 25,000 miles. No-cost oil changes, no-cost tire rotations, no-cost fluid level adjustments, and more. That's a whole lot of extra at no cost from Toyota. Kia and Ford charge extra for maintenance. And that's the kind of extra nobody needs. Try harder. Toyota.
Based on manufacturer's data, as of 3/4/2025, covers normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever occurs first. See participating dealer for coverage details.
When this is the sound of a waterfall in nature, there's no cause for concern. But when it's the sound of water gushing through your living room ceiling because a pipe bursts inside the wall, there's reason to panic unless you pick up the phone and call 1-800-SERVPRO. Only the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro can help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. So make the call to 1-800-SERVPRO at the first sign of water damage. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Fans, discover the Legacy Club in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where every day is a chance to create lasting memories. From its stunning golf course to distinctive dining options and family-friendly amenities, the Legacy Club offers something for everyone. Whether you're perfecting your golf game, enjoying a gourmet meal, or attending their exciting social or family events, the Legacy Club is your happy place. For details, visit thelegacyclub.com. That's thelegacyclub.com.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Rep your team and shop the latest Flyers gear, including jerseys, hoodies, hats, tees, and more, only at shop.outfitters.com.
Fridge, the Islanders have done this to a lot of teams this year. That is, blank the opposition. We said Sorokin has 5 shutouts this season. Their backup goaltender David Riddick has 2. So the Islanders are playing to their identity, I guess, as the 5th best defensive team in the league. That's not been the case lately, though. They've given up 4 or more in 4 of the last 6 before tonight. So this is kind of a return to the way Patrick Roy wants to play. You think the message he sent against his top line the other night worked?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. These guys are playing a pretty strong game, and it's simple. I mean, it's hard for one team, and it's easy for the other team. The one team that it's easy for is the New York Islanders. They're giving the Flyers a real hard time through that neutral zone.
Sealer defensively with Jamie Drysdale. Up front for the Flyers, it's Zegras with Cates and Bobby Brink. Zegras comes up with a loose puck at his own blue line. Turns up by his right wing pass to Brink with speed. Brink threw it on goal, blockered away by Sorokin. Cates to the line. Sealer down the wall behind the net. Tipped away from Zegras. Cates goes to the far corner, but he's upended. And Duclair gives it back to Jonathan Drouin, and he'll carry to center and lift it in. Flyers hurry back for that. Nick Sealer on the end wall. And Sealer backhands it to center, but unable to hook. Up with the Flyer coming out. Islanders drive it right back in. New York had a 2-point win these two teams this year. That'll be up in Elmont, New York. Up the right wing. Peterson got it down the wall. Back in front. York jumped in with a shot, and Sorokin pounces out, makes a huge save on Cam York.
Big save by Sorokin there. Hasn't been tested often, but big test there, and he comes up big.
And that was the 4th line that created that. Grobenkin with Grundstrom and Peterson. Peterson's got it at center. Lifts it back in. Goes in after it himself. Little chip and chase that time on the end wall. Grundstrom trying to out-muscle Boqvist for that puck. At the line. York gets it back over to Travis Sanheim. He'll angle one off the boards. Put it behind the goal, but the Islanders just swatted away. Grobenkin on the loose puck, though. Can't keep it in the zone. He will control at center. Give it up to his defense. Flyers tip it up the left wing. Dvorak sends it in, but Philadelphia will make a change as the Islanders lift it the other way to center. Anders Lee gets it by Andrei Siplikov. A man in front. They score. It's Pajot with his 2nd of the game. J.G. Pajot's got his 10th of the season, and the Islanders take a 4-0 lead over the Flyers here late in the 3rd.
This is an east-west backdoor play. A lucky bounce goes the way of the New York Islanders right at the blue line. There's a play that's made, and the puck is bouncing on the way in, and you got guys coming up the ice. Siplikov is the one that ends up with this puck, and it's a nice play. He beats Ristolainen with a backhand pass, and that gets all the way across. East-west play to Pajot, who puts it up under the bar, glove side on Sam Harrison.
Bit of a rough night for Emil Andre. He was out there, and it was flipped past him.
Yeah, he's got to jump up on that blue line and protect that line, and go jump up there and bounce right over his stick with guys coming at him. So, yeah, tough night for Emil and a tough play there.
Icing called here. It's Pajot's 10th from Lee and Siplikov. And the Islanders have the 4-goal lead now with 6:10 to play. Couturier leans in to take the face-off against J.G. Pajot. On the draw in the corner, lifted by Cedar. Back to the Islander blue line. Tippett almost got to it. Adam Pelech jammed it away. Now Pelech's got it again. If you're defending a lead, one of the best defensemen of the league, I think, is Adam Pelech.
Oh, yeah, he just sets up behind the net there. Right now, they're killing clock.
Crowd getting restless, understandably. Puck is at center ice. And Denver Parkey couldn't get to it. It's lifted into the Philadelphia bench, and that goes out of play.
Yeah, a lot of life came out of the Flyers here in that last fourth goal for the New York Islanders.
We do get a timeout here, so we'll take that. It's 4-0. Islanders on top of the third on the Philadelphia Flyers broadcast network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Conan Gray presents the Wishbone World Tour. Live in concert.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Philadelphia. And our more than 70 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
You don't want to miss a moment of Flyers hockey on Broad Street this season. Be here when the Flyers face off against the Capitals in a Metro Division matchup on February 3rd. The first 10,000 fans get a gritty, squishy plush presented by Xfinity. Experience it here because Flyers hockey is better live. And the only place to watch is at Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Here's York, the pass, the shot, and they score! It's Get
your tickets now at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Be here for Kids Day, presented by Xfinity, when the Flyers face off against the LA Kings on Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Get your tickets at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
Well, 2-goal night for J.G. Pajot. He opened the scoring with a shorthanded goal in the first period and has one even strength here in the third. And the Islanders have added to their lead. It's 4-0 New York. Islanders have won 6 of their last 10 games in this building, 9 of their last 15. In the neutral zone, Gatcomb's got it, and he'll bump it in. Peterson tried to get in his way, and he knocks him into the net, knocking it off its moorings behind Sam Ersson.
Now, one of the biggest differences in tonight's game is obviously that puck possession and the dump-ins seem to be the New York Islanders had something figured out, because every time they put it in, they get it back. They spend some time in the offensive zone. It's not been the case for the Philadelphia Flyers. Defensive zone structure for the Islanders. They've just been able to pick up, read those dump-ins, pick it up, and get it moving north kind of easily tonight.
Ilya Sorokin's had a relatively low event night. He's only faced 18 Flyer shots. And some of the best opportunities the Flyers have had, they've missed the net. That's we've seen this before.
Puck's bouncing on him tonight as well.
Yep, and another one bounces offside at the Islander blue line. Sorokin started the night 7th best save percentage in the league, but he also has more shutouts than any goalie in the league with 5.
Well, when you're looking at this game and the way that the Flyers played tonight, so far with 5 minutes left, I mean, as a coaching staff, you know that he was kind of reminding them of how important this game is, division coming back off the road. And you can tell they didn't have the game and the response that obviously coach wanted, but that doesn't say that they're going against the coach. It just shows the consistency in a young team isn't quite there yet. So you lean and you go on them again and say, we got to get back on track.
Yeah, remember Todd called this a maturity game. Fridge, you want to get into what he means by that?
That's exactly what I was just talking about. How are you guys going to play when you're faced with a second challenge? You're riding off of a really good game. Are you going to be able to put that behind you and just play the same type of game? No emotion, kind of check that one, leave it behind you. That's what he's asking him to do, because he needed to repeat the game that he just had in Colorado.
Yeah, and that was kind of why some might have been surprised at how he kind of downplayed that win over Colorado once it was over. But when it's over, it's done, and you can't rest on your laurels, because
once a team shows a coach what they can do, the coach has got to hold them to that standard, and that's what he's trying to do. You guys just played one of the best teams in the NHL, did phenomenal well. Repeat it.
Barzell on the far wall. Gains the zone. Dumped it in deep. Islanders really just trying to play responsible hockey. Now over to Claire. Centering pass. Barzell's shot was blocked. Cedar got in the way of that. And Konechny lost control. The Islanders will wind it back in behind the goal. New York will back out and change.
Tough time on the half wall for the Philadelphia Flyers in their end tonight.
Up the left wing. Here's Denver Barkey.
There's the 1-4 that we've seen all night. It's worked to their favor.
Tip it back to the line. Ristolainen shot deflected on, and a save by Sorokin. I thought Barkey again. They're going to say the Islanders had not gained center, so that's icing against New York with 3:21 left in the third. Well,
back on the road tomorrow.
Back on the road for 2 back-to-back against the Blue Jackets and Bruins. You know, there are 5 teams left that the Flyers have yet to play this season, and that includes the next 4 opponents. Columbus, Boston, LA, and Washington. It'll be the first game against all 4 of those teams. The only team after that the Flyers will not have yet faced will be the Detroit Red Wings, and they play them 3 times in a span of the last 11 games. Flyers keep it into the line. Grabenkin stripped to the puck as he tried to make a move. And the Islanders come back the other way. Bo Horvat cut into the middle on Andre. Centering pass. And it's wrapped in front. And Andre got beat there.
He can't be making those decisions on that play there. Know who you're coming against. Bo Horvat's coming down the ice. He can beat guys one-on-one.
Centering pass off the man. But Grabenkin picks up the loose puck and skates out of danger to center. Grabenkin one-on-one on Mayfield. Couldn't get through. Crunched into the middle, and a shot by Noah Cates is smothered by Sorokin, and he'll hold on right there. Well, the Flyers get a healthy Rasmus Ristolainen back in the lineup. This is a game that Emil Andre will want to put behind him quickly, but, you know, he's shown an ability after the rare bad game to kind of forget it.
Yeah, he can let them roll off his back, but I don't know if coaching staff will let it roll off theirs. And he's a young player, he's a young D-man, and again, D-man is probably the second longest time to actually develop as a player.
Pajot over the line, his shot was blocked. Looking for his third of the game. Lee behind the net, unable to get it back to him. At the right point, Mayfield angles one into the far corner. Anders Lee is first to it. Lee to the left point. Schaefer back down low. Zegras and Wolf played it away. Cates unable to get to it. The other 27 took over, and Lee sends a shot wide of the net. Off the stick of Drysdale. Anders Lee played it right point. Mayfield shot intentionally wide. The Flyers play the carom, and Drysdale off the glass will clear to center. Bobby Brink into the middle to the Islander blue line, and Cates dumps in with the backhand. Philadelphia will change. Under 2 minutes to play in the third period. All Islanders in this one. Flyers, I thought, had the momentum early with a couple of power plays that looked good but just weren't effective. Didn't score. Michkov takes it away from a man. Back to Dvorak with a shot and a save. Konechny right in front. Sorokin got turned around, didn't know where that was. The Islanders skated out of danger.
Nice little play set up by Michkov as well.
Dumped into the corner, and they're going to whistle the Islanders, I think, offside at the Philadelphia line with 1:31 left.
That's good to see. Michkov still going after it in the dying minutes of the game. He's been playing better and better.
Ilya Sorokin, this might be his, I don't want to say easiest win of the season, but 21 shots. He turned them all away at this point. And he's about to win his 12th career game against Philadelphia. Back across in the Philadelphia zone, and Konechny's got it there. Flip back in at the Islander line with a minute left. Out at center ice, Konechny cuts off a man. Final minute of play in the third. Flyers just couldn't come up with a whole lot tonight. Fridge, do you attribute that to the Islanders?
I think some of the system changes, but I think it's more, you know, when a team gets challenged, you're going to get their best game, and if they're a pretty good team. And right now they were challenged, the New York Islanders, by their coach, and they responded. Flyers, first game off the road trip, just never were able to capture any momentum in this game at all. The power plays early in the game, I think, took a lot of wind out of their sails and put the wind in the Islanders.
Flyers have points in 12 of their last 17 road games. They go back on the road tomorrow. They'll take on Columbus Wednesday, the Bruins on Thursday. Ilya Sorokin records his 28th career shutout, the 6th this year to lead the NHL. 5 of his 28 career shutouts have been against the Flyers as the Islanders blank the Flyers tonight 4-0.
Tough loss for the Flyers, obviously. New York Islanders are the division team. They're right there neck and neck with the Philadelphia Flyers.